is Poppycock if I've ever heard it.
Dude.
Straight Poppycock.
I just want to drop a quick Poppycock real quick. But, Poppycock.
Yeah.
Kidding me?
Definitely
That is
Poppycock.
for tips?
Yeah, but during an alien invasion, please.
$2.13 an hour, and she's trying to pay taxes on that. That's Poppycock.
Poppycock.
All the way, Poppycock. And what up, and welcome to a brand new episode and season of
We're back, motherfucker.
Reel Poppycock. That's right, damn it. It is season 3 for y'all.
Yep.
Yes, and we want to say thank you for each and every one of y'all that's been rocking with us up to this point. You know, the first 2 seasons, I think it was very fun. You know, we getting our footing underneath us. You know, we getting our people that's fucking with us, rocking with us tough. But you know, we're gonna change things up just a smidge for season 3.
Just a little.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. We thought we sound good, but we also think we look good as the motherfucking. We feel like y'all need to see the beautiful faces.
Because we sound good.
That's
and I play
behind.
good. And I fuck good.
Yeah.
You know that quote? You know that quote? Oh.
I love it. And you know, we talked about this, you know, during the off season, and he's like, what better way to come back for the Poppycock faithful than to talk about, you know, well, my personal favorite film director, and I know is high up on the list for the two of you
Very,
as well.
very near the top.
Hard to ignore.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one and only Quentin Tarantino.
Who we have not covered in
We
the
haven't
first 2
covered
seasons.
We haven't covered any
of his films, but that changes today.
That changes
today. And today, we're going to be talking about my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. That's right.
Django, have you always
Yes, we will be talking about the 2012 Quentin Tarantino film, Django Unchained.
Oh, I'm so glad we got to watch it again.
Oh, look.
Yup.
First and foremost, I can legitimately say I've seen this movie no less than about 60 times. I'm serious.
Nice.
As long as it
Nice.
is.
It's long.
There was a point in time in life, I was living in Broad Ripple. Me and my roommate, Mike Dowd. Shout out Dowd, who's getting married next month. I'm in the wedding. Let's shout out Dowd on this one.
What up,
And
Dowd?
this was me
Congratulations.
and Dowd's go-to movie. Like, when the night's coming to an end, we would throw Django on and, you know, just be getting it in, you know, doing our thing.
I like that.
And then we just, you know, fade off with Django, you know.
So you've seen it 60 times. How many times do you think you saw the end of the movie?
You know, I hadn't, never. Because it's just like you cut the movie off when the credits is going, right? Or you don't make it to the credits,
Or
you
you
done
don't
fell
make it.
asleep.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
And yeah, I never, it wasn't until
That'll come up later because
Yeah.
that was new for all of us, actually.
for all of
But,
us. Yeah. So I'm excited. It's episode 3. We've got video. We're doing
Season
Tarantino,
3,
Django
episode 1.
Unchained, episode 1. And
Popping off.
And yes. And so I just want you know to take this time, and we're gonna do this sweet and grand, and from here on out we'll get back to our regular intro antics. But this time, just because it's our first episode,
Yeah.
I am Ed.
Hello, I am Trevor.
And I am confused about the way we are presenting this all of a sudden, but I'm still KC.
Well, we're presenting this
My
all
mind
of a
is all
sudden.
over
Yeah,
the
yeah. No,
place.
don't be confused, my friend. What we are doing is letting people know the faces behind the voices that they hear.
Oh, yeah, they can see faces of
Yeah,
us.
they can see that. This video, the first episode of season 3, we got video now. We got video.
Yeah.
So that you're not confused and we don't confuse our fans, we're going to do this one more time.
Let's
As
go.
usual, we are your host. I'm Ed.
This is Trevor.
And this is KC.
And god damn it, this is season 3 of Reel Poppycock. And the same way we start off every episode of Reel Poppycock, we're going to kick it off by letting our boy Trevor give you the real basic facts.
Thank you, Ed.
Yes, you got it.
We're locking in. All right. Django. Old Goggins has got to me. All right. Django Unchained released on December 25th, 2012.
Yes.
And fans of this film can take solace that the December 21st, 2012 apocalypse cataclysm transformative event did not signal end times because that'd mean no Django.
No Django.
Take
And,
that,
damn it,
motherfuckers.
You're right.
We've got a runtime of 2 hours and 45 minutes, a budget of $100 million, which was the largest budget for a Tarantino movie at that time,
Okay.
and a heady box office return of $426 million.
Yes. Tore shit up. I love it.
All right, so Django Unchained was written and directed by Quentin Tarantino. It is the 7th of 9 directed films by Tarantino, who claims plans of stopping at 10 to ensure a high quality of his films. My co-host may disagree with me, but I mean, I know we all love most of his movies, but there's some we love more than others. We can all probably agree that most of his catalog, if not entire, is pretty stellar.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, there's a lot of good hits in there.
Pretty,
that's for sure.
pretty fucking solid.
And there's going to be some holding higher personal preference for each of us than others. But real quick, we've got Reservoir Dogs in 92.
Come on now.
Pulp Fiction in 94. Jackie Brown in 97. Kill Bill 1 and 2 are considered one film, and that was between 97 and then Death Proof was in 07. Inglourious Bastards in 09.
Yep.
Django in 12, like we've said, then Hateful Eight in 2015, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in 2019.
Okay.
So those are the 9 feature films, and hopefully we will get a 10th at some point in our lifetime. But
I just don't know if I agree that that's 9 and not 10.
well.
You make 2 films.
He very
got 2
specifically
box
has said
offices?
that Kill Bill is one film. Like that's not from fan theory. Like that's
I know.
I
Tarantino
don't
himself.
understand. I am right there with you, Casey. I'm right there with you.
He's
But
cheating
no,
himself.
I hear Tarantino, but
Is he just going to do like Another Time in Hollywood and just call that not the 10th film?
I don't know. I would love to, sit face to face and hear him try to explain how that's one film.
Ooh, let me be honest. You do not want to sit and have a long
do.
No,
Let's do
dude,
it.
have you ever seen him like
Yeah,
not
let's do
just
it.
in interviews, but
Let's
have you
do it.
seen there's like video of him talking with people at like parties. He's just very insufferable.
Let's do it.
I think he's probably a fun person for
Yeah.
a little while, but
Yeah.
I bet he
Yeah.
gets annoying quick.
Yeah, you're probably right.
When he doesn't have a project to talk to you about or
Yeah.
anything, when he's just kind of going off on stuff.
You're
I
probably
bet.
right. You're probably absolutely right.
But, pot kettle, I guess.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So, and Tarantino's also done some acting, but then some of his writing credits include True Romance and Natural Born Killers, also From Dusk Till Dawn. And then Tarantino directed a scene in the Robert Rodriguez flick Sin City and a segment in the movie 4 Rooms.
My shit.
We should do 4 Rooms at some point.
Hey, that's my shit.
Yeah,
that's
that's
my
just-
shit.
And really, since this is the first of a 3-film unit in which we discuss works by Quentin Tarantino, I'll save further biological information on him for subsequent movies.
Oh, you got his
Okay.
23 in me?
Okay.
You got
I
his,
can
all his
dig it.
biological.
Well, I mean, we didn't talk about
I
kind
like
of
it.
his background and his filming style, and I'm sure some of
feel
that will
it.
come up over the course
Yeah.
of this. But
Yeah.
we can scoot over to some of
Oh,
the music, soundtrack, and score for Django.
Yeah.
There was a pretty interesting thing where Ed, what'd you describe it as? Where he has a music team.
Yeah, it's a music team. Like really no like set composers or anything like that. I was looking into it. It was 8 people that was on the music team. For this. Let me pull it up here.
Well, and there
he's
was-
trying to like pull from the other films and from
Sure.
other stuff. Yeah, because he just kind of there's not a lot of score as much as he tries to get needle drops, right?
But at the same time, so in 2012, he hadn't ever had a composer, and there was actual Ennio Morricone, who has contributed music for many of his movies, there was a slight beef, but then Morricone said it was slightly like he was misquoted, but basically he wasn't happy about how his music was used in Django and stated that he would never work with Tarantino again after this film. But then he was the first person to compose an entire score for a Tarantino film only 3 years later with Hateful Eight. So whatever stuff they had,
they got over it.
They both changed to where like Tarantino did something with a full score after that, and it was the dude who he had pissed off by not doing that before, who he worked with.
What would you say his name was?
Ennio Morricone.
Morricone?
Who did a bunch of the spaghetti western stuff from back in the day.
I got you. He's not even listed in the music department on IMDb.
Interesting.
Yeah, they got Louis Bacalov.
Yep.
Or however you say that
Louis
name.
Bacalov.
He did the theme.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rob Boyd is the music editor. Lucian Knight is the musician pianist.
What a name.
Okay. This is gonna sound silly.
My name
Ains.
is
Ains Brains Prasad.
Ains Brains Prasad.
Yeah, Ainz Brainz Prasad.
Ains Brands?
Ains Brains, something Prasad. And that's your composer slash additional music for the film. Mary Ramos was the music supervisor. Holly Adams was the soundtrack producer. Sienna Jackson just part of the music department. And then Fairuth Williams did drums and cymbals.
That is a whole team.
Yeah,
and,
that's interesting.
Interesting.
So yeah,
indeed.
that's your music department, but that's all that's listed. There's
Well, and there were some great needle drop fucking songs that
absolutely.
I at least can say two highlights for me were the James Brown and Tupac, the Unchained with the Payback and Untouchable.
Absolutely.
And then just because it was certainly a powerful moment in the film, but also because it came from the Woodstock performance. Richie Havens, the Freedom Motherless Child.
Is that the one? Oh, okay. It's from
And
Freedom.
Absolutely great.
Yeah.
beautiful stuff.
So then moving on to the stars of Django Unchained.
G-Stars.
And we have Jamie Foxx as Django Freeman.
Oh, yeah.
Foxx is a talented performer across multiple mediums, being a comedian and singer, in addition to being one of the best American actors of this millennium.
Yeah.
Jamie's last name is a tribute to Red Fox. So shout out to Reel Poppycock Season 1, Episode 12 on Harlem Nights.
Ooh, absolutely.
Harlem
Go
Nights.
check that out.
I see his
And,
shit.
yeah.
Go listen to it. Go listen to it.
Jamie Foxx broke into widespread recognition on In Living Color in 91, and then starred, co-created, and produced The Jamie Foxx Show, which ran from
Pretty
96
good.
to 2001.
Pretty good show.
So then
Hilarious.
Fox's first feature film role was in 92 in the Robin Williams starring movie Toys. And then
We got to cover that one at some point.
Yes.
I love that's a creepy, weird
Yeah,
flick.
it is, yes.
It always makes me
Yes.
feel weird, but I'm like, I really enjoy this.
and kind of a box office flop at the time, but
I saw it 3 times. Wait, when did that come out?
92 was that one.
I think I did get my parents to actually take me to that.
Very young.
Yeah.
But then, so I will let my co-hosts fill in the gaps of some of their favorite Jamie Foxx films from a fully loaded filmography, but I will include Any Given Sunday, that was 99, Collateral, and Ray, which were both in 2004, and Foxx won the Best Actor Oscar for Ray, and also developed some chemistry with Kerry Washington in that movie as well, which could be felt 8 years later in this one. Baby Driver, the Pixar movie Soul, and They Cloned Tyrone are some more recent Jamie Foxx hits.
They Clone Tyrone is awesome. Like when we first started putting together lists,
That was one of the ones that was on your list. I remember that.
I've seen
That
probably
movie's
7
wild.
times.
Gotta check it out. I have
It's-
not seen it yet. I forgot to check it out.
We were talking about twists before we started recording. That's got a
It's got
that's
a gnarly
twisty
twist.
fun one.
Chubby checker style.
Yeah.
All right.
And we also, we cannot forget Jamie Foxx's cameo as Motherfucker Jones in the
Come
two Horrible Bosses movies.
That's just an awesome name.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I know Ed had some others that he was talking about from earlier in the career.
You know, come on. You got your ones. You gotta break out booty
Booty call.
call.
Yeah.
You know, that's early Jamie.
97.
Yeah.
Good
You know,
shit.
then there's movies like Fled and things like that. That's just early Jamie Foxx where he's the lead, but they just weren't big budget films and stuff. I enjoyed those movies. What I was saying, you know, before we started, you know, recording, I was telling Trevor and Casey, I really don't care for a lot of his later stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
The movies themselves, I just don't. And I said Law Abiding Citizen,
Right.
Who was directed by F. Gary Gray, the director of Friday. So shout out F. Gary Gray.
Nice.
Yeah, he directed Law Abiding Citizen.
I mean, he was the president in that White House Down.
Yeah,
and
that movie was all right, but I just like the new one with Cameron Diaz. What's that bullshit?
I want to say Night and Day, but that was the old one with Tom Cruise. But it's something like that,
Some
where it's just
stupid
old
shit.
people
Yeah,
doing.
like, and they're spies, and it's just dumb. Just dumb.
But even if all the movies aren't hits, we can pretty much agree that Jamie Foxx is going to be putting in a great performance.
Jamie does his thing. So yes, I'm more partial to earlier, you know, Jamie, and when he started doing more serious things, like Ali and Any Given Sunday, like Willie Beeman. Come on.
Yeah.
I keep the ladies screaming. Come on, you know, give me Willie Beeman.
That was pretty good stuff. I'll give a shout out to Strays.
Strays. Have not seen it.
It's super good.
Okay.
He plays a dog, and
Okay.
Will Ferrell plays another dog. They've also
I'm out.
got Will Forte. I know you're. It's yeah. I shouldn't be. I shouldn't. Well, but you got talking dogs in a movie. I love it.
I got you, but I will
They're
say,
pretty fun.
you know, I did dig the Oblongs, Will Ferrell's cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
That cartoon's hilarious.
I didn't even know he was a part of that cartoon.
It's his.
That was a real weird.
That
was
was
that
a
the one with like the
weird
weird like nuclear
cartoon.
family,
Yes.
but they were all
Yeah.
fucked
Yes.
up and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes, and he played the dad, and yeah, that shit was hilarious.
Oh my gosh, that makes so
yeah.
much sense.
Yeah.
That.
So I'll
makes
give
a
him
lot of
credit.
sense.
Yeah.
Before we move on
Dude.
from Jamie Foxx, we also got to mention, even if Kanye, whatever, is kind of fucking off the wall now, 20 plus years ago, that wasn't the case. And Slow Jams with Twista and
That was
Gold Digger,
those songs had everybody in chokeholds.
that was big stuff.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
we are moving on to the next character
Okay. All right.
from our movie, and we have Christoph Waltz as Dr. King Schultz.
His name was King. He had a hole.
Yeah.
That fucking bass line. Whoo! Come on now.
Beautiful stuff. And that is
Yeah.
that is our Louis Balkov, and
Yes.
singing there is Etta Della Rosa.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
But it's pretty cool how our main characters, our protagonists, if you will, have theme music that
Yeah.
is
Yes.
bangers.
Yes.
Yeah, they know how to do it.
So, seeing as how the first 30 plus years of Waltz's career consisted of German and Austrian movies, I'm not sure there is any actor who has had as large of an impact on me as Christoph Waltz has for only 2 roles. And those being Colonel Hans Landa in Inglourious Bastards and then Dr. King Schultz in Django.
That, like, Colonel Hans is probably that it ain't no probably to it. That is most definitely a top 10 acting job to me. Like, it's top 10 on like
You
just
can't-
best acted roles ever.
Yeah, you can't ignore him. He's just bringing so much to the like. It's a lot. Yeah.
And thank goodness for Django, because that's the type of role somebody does that makes you hate their guts
Right?
forever, because he did it so fucking
Yep.
good.
And I love that you can, since he's using his like traditional German and then playing with his accent and stuff, we can imagine that those people are related. So there's that bloodline.
In this
Might
Tarantino
not be-
universe
yeah.
has those type of...
I can dig
It's
it.
not all bad in the bloodline.
I can dig it.
So Waltz did win Best Supporting Actor Oscars for both of the films we just mentioned, and it's 2 characters, how we just said, that are about as opposite as 2 can get. And Tarantino has even admitted, which Ed has brought up many times, that if he couldn't have found the perfect actor to play the Jew hunter, Colonel Hans Landa, he would not have made Inglourious Bastards.
No.
So Waltz's ability to seamlessly switch languages from German to French to English and to Italian made him a perfect candidate for that role, and as did his ability to inject some semblance of
that
charisma
shit.
into such a menacing monster.
I'll say the other thing that seems to work in his favor: great facial hair abilities, or he's just really good at sitting in a chair and getting some hair and makeup, because he can pull off a lot of really fun stuff.
No,
I like to
absolutely.
think that it's real.
Yeah.
That
Me too.
helps.
Yeah.
Don't break that fourth wall for.
Nope,
for-
you're right. Yep. It's all
But,
natural.
the
He's
role-
using traditional wax of the time and
Yeah.
all that.
You know,
The role of Dr. King Schultz was written specifically for Waltz, as Waltz had no interest in playing another vile villain like, he had with Londa only 3 years earlier. Horrible Bosses 2, we mentioned with Jamie Foxx. That's one of the other things I can think of with Christoph Waltz.
Yeah.
He also directed a production of the opera Falstaff and made his feature film directorial debut with this movie Georgetown in 2019.
oh, okay.
But,
Okay.
one last thing to mention with Christoph Waltz, way back in Reel Poppycock, Season 1, Episode 9, we dreamcasted the role of Hans Gruber.
Yes, we
In
did.
the movie Die Hard.
Yes, we did.
And all three of myself, Ed, and KC, and co-host Joe,
Shout out, Joe.
all of us dreamcast Christoph Waltz as Hans Gruber.
Yep.
because there was literally no other option.
If he was in the realm at that time, I'm sorry, but that's just the way it
Yeah,
would have
give me
happened.
Waltz
This is
over
what happened.
Over Rickman. and
Over
that's
Rickman.
It's
Yeah.
a bold claim,
Hard
but one
to
that
say.
I agree with.
But I'm listen. Yes, Waltz over Rickman. for
Or let's
Hans
say
Gruber. If-
Rickman was just busy with another project. We'll just say he had another project.
me the detonators.
Yeah, I guess detonators. Yes. All right, maybe for detonators, it still has to be Rickman. Okay. All right. Sorry, Alan Rickman, and rest in peace.
And we also have in the stars of Django, Leonardo DiCaprio as Calvin Candy.
Listen.
And Leo is a talented actor with a lengthy filmography that goes back much further than the 25 and under aged women that he only dates.
Got it.
So
Good
we will
stuff.
cover
Good stuff
him more
there.
in depth on a future episode.
Well done.
We have Kerry Washington as Broomhilda Hildy
Carrie.
Von Shaft.
Teeth always out, Carrie.
And Washington has an extensive television background, most notably with 124 episodes of Scandal, which I haven't
Yeah.
seen a single one, but that's me.
No, that's two. That's two of us.
But she has a solid
Just never watched
filmography and some directorial and Broadway experience as well. We
Okay.
mentioned her partnership with Jamie Foxx in Ray earlier, but we can add Mr. and Mrs. Smith, The Last King of Scotland,
Love
a
that.
couple Fantastic Four flicks, and I Think I Love My Wife, that Chris Rock written and directed movie.
All
Boy,
right,
that
well, you know-
Fantastic Four, the role that she does in Fantastic, it's very funny. A lot of people didn't recognize that she was supposed to be a blind person in the film because of the way she
Never
acted
seen
it.
it,
But I actually
so-
think that's kind of good. Like, that's kind of how you,
You know,
should do it.
I never seen it
Right?
because it's a superhero film, but
Yeah. I like all the Fantastic Fours. They're all bad. They're all
when are they gonna get it? It's like the one
They
Marvel
won't. I
movie
don't
that
want them
they
to
just
get it
can't
good.
get.
It should
They
be
just
bad.
can't.
It
It
seems
should be
like the
bad.
most
New one?
recent one. I've not seen it. It seems like it got at least better
Okay.
business and critical
Okay.
reception than most of the other ones.
It's the right
It
kind
did
of
better
campy.
than the Eternals.
Everything's
Absolutely.
going to do better than
Yeah.
the Eternals, I think.
I'm
I
just
saw
I'm just
something like
waiting
they shit all over
for
that one.
Yeah.
the ultimate when we review the Fantastic Foreskins for sometime in the future.
That's going to be our King Herod series.
Y'all heard
of
about
films.
the kid that was born without the eyelids?
I don't know, Ed. I don't know if I have heard about the kid who's been born without their
You
eyelids.
talked about the foreskins. I only brought it up
Yep.
because they ended up taking some of the kid's foreskin and giving him eyelids.
Wow, really? That's
Like an
with the
experimental
foreskin.
surgery.
wow,
Yeah.
landmark stuff.
Craziness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They said the only side effect to it was he was cockeyed.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yes, season 3.
You can see Ed working all of the riverboat casinos in New Orleans.
I'm here all night.
Fantastic.
Who else was in
Thank
this?
you. Thank you. We have
Real quick though.
Yep.
My Kerry Washington, my introduction to Kerry Washington was in the 2000 movie Save the Last Dance.
I was gonna say, oh boy, Save the Last Dance fucked me up. I can't tell you how many pie-faced girls I ended up dating because of the.
I think interracial relationships took the fuck off after that movie came out.
And you know what else it really popped off? A lot of bad dancing.
Oh,
a lot of bad
it in that
dancing.
movie. It's getting older and maturing and realizing that a lot of the dancing in that movie was
I wish
just
I had the
buns.
clips. I wish I could
was
pull the
buns.
clips up right away, right
We're
now.
not- you know
In
what?
the future,
We're not
few
even
years
gonna,
online,
we're gonna let it
have
breathe. We're gonna let it cook because we're talking about Django Unchained today. But yeah, bad dancing in that movie. But yeah, yes.
Yeah.
We have Samuel L. Jackson as Steven, and one of my least favorite characters from one of my favorite actors, but
love
Jackson injects
every
a sinister
bit
weaponized
of it.
incompetence into his stellar performance. I mean, like,
yes.
he often is someone who I want to root for, as in he is...
Even when he's a bad dude in a
Right.
movie, you're like,
But it's a fantastic performance. I'm not saying he didn't do a fantastic job.
No, absolutely. I get where you're coming from, and I should have absolutely hated his guts in his role as the house nigga that was just against the slaves, and
I like to
and
call him
wasn't-
Snowball.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah,
But I fucking loved him in this. He had me cracking up, damn near
Because
the
of the
whole
way
time.
he
And I
was
think- and I
controlling
think
Leo's
that's why-
character.
yeah, and I think that's why I didn't hate him
Yeah.
the way that I should have.
he kind of like he had a bad soul because he had been treated badly, but he definitely raised that boy and
Just-
controlled Leo's character.
That's a good
he
point.
Controls
That's a
Just
good
so
point.
much
Calvin.
stuff, and I
He's in
know a
charge.
lot of that stuff was improv. Like when they're talking about the one Mandigo fighter, and like
Yeah.
we're calling Black Hercules, and you're like more like Niggaly. That
Which
shit is hilarious.
And
Like, that's-
it's so real to be the black person in the room to give everyone the agency to joke about those
Oh,
kinds
my
of things,
goodness.
and that's what his character does.
That's exactly what he does.
He's like, "Oh yeah, well, you're all in on it too.
He
Y'all are
nailed
in
that
on it,
shit.
and I'm cool with y'all, right?
He nailed that shit.
We're in."
Don't worry, Trevor. We got you on the niggas.
He's a
on this.
mess. These niggas will hold it down for you.
We got you.
We have...
He does get one. We don't. Listeners, keep listening. He gets one, but we won't tell you when.
Walton Goggins as Billy Crash.
Here it is.
So, any excuse to say Baby Billy's Bible
Bible
bonkers
bonkers.
is always welcome on this show.
Oh yeah.
We'll throw another quick 3 in of House of a Thousand Corpses, Machete Kills, and The Hateful Eight.
Oh,
for
Great
some
and
of my
Hateful
favorite.
Eight. Great and Hateful Eight.
I mean, Chris Mannix.
Oh yeah.
You know, Mannix probably dropped just as many, if not more, N-bombs than
that's for
Billy
sure.
Crash.
Just hilarious. Just hilarious too in his delivery of all of that. That's what I'm saying. If you can mix some humor into the racism, it's a little more digestible. It really is. It's a little more. I'm serious.
Yeah, man.
Because it's often showing
that's
how
how racism is.
ridiculous
Yeah.
these fucking
Yes.
characters are.
Yes.
For even,
and Chris Mannix was fucking killing shit with the humor.
Yo, speaking of Goggins, though, big shout out to the Fallout series.
It's coming back season 2
Yeah.
He really-
in a couple weeks. Yeah. I was
nails that.
impressed with
The
that first
Ghoul.
season.
Oh,
Yeah,
fucking
I
loved
was
it.
absolutely impressed with that first season.
He's
And
like
I'm
a ghoul,
yeah.
and you get that backstory of him and everything, and his
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. Y'all want to know my first Goggins experience?
was it Gargling Goggins?
No, it was not. Yeah,
Gargantuan.
I don't. Yeah, I don't
Gentlemanly.
do that. I don't do those things. It was Major League 3, Back to the Minors.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
There's a 3.
Oh yeah. Where it takes place in the minor leagues. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of dipped out.
That
on
one was just a bit outside
Yeah.
of my film watching history.
Well played. Well played. Well played. Well played.
So then Django also has an excellent ensemble cast that includes James Remar in dual roles, which I do believe we have
Yeah.
a graphic for
James
that one.
Remar.
Oh, James.
Yeah.
And so, like, real quick, what I want to, shout out about that is this isn't the first time that Tarantino has done that. James Remar, yeah, put it there. We go. He plays both Ace Spec and Butch Pooch.
Which,
in
by the
this.
way, can I throw this out here? I know
Throw
I
it out
said
there.
it to y'all in the chat, but do y'all know why their names is Spec?
I remember you saying this
I do
last
recall
night.
seeing it, but I can't read it. So go ahead.
It's
and-
because Spec is a type of smoked ham, and the character that he's playing is a slave catcher, just like what turned into our modern day policing forces. So yes, that is a reference
The pig.
to him being a pig.
The pig.
And getting smoked.
Okay. I love it. Quentin
Good
Tarantino.
stuff.
Come on.
I think
Yeah.
Butch Pooch can be a sex act too, but
Yeah. Butch Pooch. Yeah. Like, absolutely. And then also,
yeah.
another character in this movie, very, very small role, but
Boom.
Michael Parks.
Yeah.
Michael Parks, always
who
a
is
big fan.
The other person that Tarantino used in two characters in the same
same
film.
movie.
Yeah. I'm not going to
That's pretty
attempt
fun.
that last name. If
Esteban
somebody was
Viejo?
Esteban
We got Esteban Viejo and
then
Earl McGraw.
McGraw, who was in 3 related
Yeah.
Tarantino pictures. I didn't know that before researching for this
So we've got a
movie.
real
From
cinematic
Dusk Till
universe.
Dawn.
From Dusk Till Dawn
Planet Terror and Kill Bill.
and Kill Bill. And what's crazy is
it.
like we were texting about it in a group chat. And I'm like, so does this mean that what's the second
take
one?
place
Kill Bill.
after
Kill Bill
the-
has to take place before From Dusk Till Dawn because he gets his head blown off.
Oh yeah, I guess
And
that
for-
would
yeah,
be the thing.
and-
Yeah, that would
yeah.
be the thing.
So like Death Proof and Kill Bill have to take place before that, right?
Or they could all be brothers, or it's just some semblance of the
twins.
universe building that he has. But yes,
Okay.
definitely good point as far as
Yeah.
chronology for
Yeah.
a notoriously non-linear storyteller.
Right.
But yeah, so we got our Michael Parks. Some of the other Tarantino regulars that appear are Zoe Bell, Tom Savini, and Bruce Dern, all
Dern.
with cameos, as does QT himself. We also get Don Johnson as Big Daddy, and that's
Big Daddy.
Don
Wait a
Johnson and
minute.
Jamie Foxx have both starred in different versions of Miami
Someone
Vice.
like me, where the fuck was Savini at in this?
He was one of the group of dog wranglers. It's very quick, but Savini does have.
Savini's one of the okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I had no fucking clue.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
And
Love
then
it.
also Franco Nero, who starred in the 1966 Italian film Django, a notable influence on this film.
I watched a little bit of that before before we recorded
Yeah.
today. It's all right. It's pretty fun. You can see why the rapid camera effects that we have, a lot of that zooming and panning and stuff.
Oh, the spaghetti westerns had a big influence on Hollywood. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And a big influence on this movie.
Yeah.
But one notable thing is that, it's funny because this is like kind of a postmodern spaghetti western masterpiece, but also Tarantino himself prefers to refer to this movie as a Southern instead of placing it in the Western genre, which, because of the places we're going to
I
go
can dig it.
geographically, we're in
can dig it.
Texas and Mississippi.
Yeah, I can dig it.
Definitely
Southern, not a western.
I can dig it.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they do talk about trying to head north. Like that's the goal
Yeah.
of a lot of the
It
characters
takes
in this
place
film.
in the
is to-
South, although
out
all of
the
the
South.
warrants of Dr. Schultz were out of Lubbock, Texas.
Texas.
So that is the
Which I don't
West,
believe
but,
any of them. I bet they're all
but
fake.
so
There's our Tom Savini up there.
there's okay, Savini. Savini
It was
there
brief,
we
but
go.
we gotta
Yeah.
mention him when we do. And so yeah, I know.
Okay.
that was fun. That's all I've
Awesome
got for
sauce.
setting the table, and appreciate y'all helping me set that table.
You know, and speaking of
absolutely.
setting a table, thank you, Trevor, for welcoming us into your
Yes.
second home. We
Yes.
know we're not allowed at your actual mansion,
Yeah.
but thanks for letting us come to your second home. We are going to be recording from here for a little while.
Thank you.
I mean,
We're gonna
I'm
be on the road. Otherwise,
I'm enjoying it. It's
you
fun
very
for me.
much.
There's a certain sense of comfortability, but
y'all
y'all have also been in my house many times.
We live
sir.
from the couch. Like this is where movies get. We done had several watch parties.
This
over
is
here.
where we
like,
watch
this is where we do it at. So it's
This
like
is why we come
the,
to
the
Trevor's.
fitting, the most fitting place to do this and bring the cameras out for the Poppycock faithful.
Yeah.
So
Speaking about fitting it in, maybe we fit in a little breaky break.
a little
Wanna
break,
do a little smoky
I
break?
can dig it. And yes, that brings us to the IMDb synopsis for Django Unchained. So, according to IMDb, this is what this movie's all about. With the help of a German bounty hunter, a freed slave sets out to rescue his wife from a brutal plantation owner in Mississippi.
Sounds about right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's pretty straightforward, right?
And they learn to love along the way.
Right. right.
They get to learn to kill white men. That's what they learn to love.
Speaking of love, I just got to talk about this. You know, recently there's footage of Will Smith talking about like why he turned down the role of Django. Did y'all know he turned this down?
Because he said it wasn't the lead.
Well, no, it wasn't that.
That's
well,
what-
no. From the video, from what I saw, it was too violent, and he wanted it to be more of a love story. And this whole fucking movie is a love story.
It is.
Yeah.
Some love stories are violent.
Yeah, like you know.
I mean, the world is violence at
and
that
you know
time.
and we'll get to the scene where he's telling them the story, you know, about Broomhilda and everything,
Mm-hmm.
but it lines up, you know, so much with the actual film, you know what I mean, and going through hell's fire for his woman.
Yep.
And yeah, well, like
He climbed that
I
mountain.
wasn't buying it. I'm like, well, you passed on it for whatever fucking stupid reason, and it ended up being a fucking smash.
I mean, he passed on the Matrix,
You
too.
know, so-
like
You know?
his track record's not great with what he takes. And what he,
you know what he passes on, but the one thing we can't take away from him is the fact that he had like a 10 movie run that like he was
see,
a
I thought you were
guaranteed-
just going to mention
no
Summertime.
he was a guaranteed $100 million
Oh, yeah.
film,
yeah.
you know what I mean? So
He's worth
yeah.
worth any studio taking a chance on. That's for sure.
absolutely, because what did we say? I can't remember where it's at. It's in the top 5 though. Independence Day, like grossing movies of all time.
It was
Like,
a huge
it's
one.
up there. It's at least top 10. That shit did numbers.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, so yeah, and so did
second
Certainly
one-
was
so
at
did
that
the- so did the
time.
Men in Black
Things have
ones.
changed since then with
So
different
yeah,
whatever.
I loved Men in Black,
yeah,
too.
both Men in Black were like fucking smashes. But yeah, so that's the synopsis. We're done talking about Will Smith. We're gonna talk about Django Unchained for the rest of this damn episode. Are y'all ready to do this?
Oh, yeah.
You ready to do this? Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay, here
All
we
right,
go
let's
now.
go.
So in 1858 Texas, several male African American slaves are being driven by the Speck brothers, Ace and Dickie. Among the shackled slaves is Django. Sold off and separated from his wife Broomhilda, the Speck brothers are stopped by Dr. King Schultz, a German ex-dentist and bounty hunter from Dusseldorf. Schultz asks to buy one of the slaves, but while questioning Django about his knowledge of the Brittle brothers, for whom Schultz is carrying a warrant, he irritates Ace, who aims his shotgun at Schultz. Schultz quickly kills Ace and leaves Dickie at the mercy of the other newly freed slaves, who kill him. Since Django can identify the Brittle brothers, Schultz offers Django his freedom in exchange for his help in tracking them down.
Okay, it did leave out one special thing.
What's that?
I feel like when you have a hero
Yeah.
like a Django, they have certain specific things, and he gains a coat at this too. He
And
wears
some
that
boots.
coat all the way to the end. Like whenever he needs it, he's
For
always
cold
got
weather.
that coat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that, and the boots for a while too.
the boots.
And I think that's really cool because it's like, you know, a stupid Star Wars will try to do that where they're like, oh, that's where so and so got their name from, like in Solo. Mm-hmm. It's like we don't need the backstory of that kind of thing. But if you organically say like he gains his freedom and he gains a shield instantly from the world, and then he never leaves that away. Like, yeah, I think it's pretty fucking cool, man. Oh, also, we forgot to introduce Fritz. Very, very good horse acting.
So yeah, you know what?
Well, and just the way that Dr. King speaks, the language is very interesting as far as just like he's saying things that are certainly above what these Speck brothers are understanding. So there's
Yeah.
already this language barrier, but then there's also this aspect of just treating the enslaved people like real humans.
He doesn't really see anyone
Talking
as
to
higher
them.
or lower until they
Giving one of them his gun
to hold
while
for a moment.
he's
Right.
writing
They
out
just looking at him
contracts
like
and
he
stuff.
crazy too. Like, you really want me to take this?
It's
from you?
against
Like,
the
yeah.
law. Like that's
Yeah.
a crime. They're not allowed to hold guns.
You
like
know
that's a
what?
crime.
They're not
You're a
allowed to
slave.
hold guns as slaves, but you know what I'm allowed to do as a host on this?
What's that?
Cue up the pop quiz.
Oh,
That's what I'm allowed to do.
Beautiful.
We're going to go ahead
That
and
was
get
great.
it in early. And, talking about his horse, Fritz.
Got it.
is
There's
what-
always the-
Yes,
yep.
yes. That was the trigger for me. Okay.
Trigger's
All
the
right.
name of a different horse, but I follow.
So here's the first
Was
question.
that a nope horse
It's a-
trigger?
No.
I think it's from the Lone Ranger.
Yeah. But question number one, and for any before we get into the pop quiz, for anyone that is joining us for the first time, what the pop quiz is when we take these movies that we review and talk about for you all. I'll take a little bit of time to find different spots within a movie to ask questions about, to see which one of the other co-hosts is paid attention and is on top of their shit. Who knows this movie the best is pretty much what it is. And so for each correct answer, they'll get a point. There's no penalty for wrong answers. You just don't get the point. And then at the end of the pop quiz, whoever has the most points is the winner for this film. Okay,
They
know that
sometimes
much.
we get to use those points for
Sometimes.
things. It's been really nice in the past.
Yeah.
Listeners go back.
Yeah.
We've had some nice treats every
Yeah.
once in a while, like the Christmas tree.
There's still a couple of those Dino Nuggies
You
left
still
in
got
my
some Dino
fridge from
Nuggies?
Jurassic Park, and I actually went to town on some of those last night.
Okay.
Without
Okay.
going too deep into things,
Yeah.
Casey and I had a little viewing party, and I may have been a little tipsy and hungry by the time that this long ass movie got done. And thank you, Emily, for giving them a ride home.
Yeah, that was solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Continuing on.
Okay, so the Dino Nuggies. Yeah,
Nuggies.
so
This
that
one,
was a prize for the Jurassic Park episode with some Dino Nuggies. So
That's great.
every now and again, there's some prizes handed out for the pop quiz.
Is there a
can't- yeah,
chance this time, just for this special episode?
Okay, what's
I'm
up?
not going to go with what y'all think, which is a cold beer
Okay.
on a handful, which I'll call it a poppycock later,
Okay.
along those lines. I'm wondering if it's at all possible. I don't know if you could facilitate this, but the winner of this one, is there a possibility we could get a handgun, like one of those pop-out handguns?
Ooh.
Oh, the hidden in the sleeve,
Ooh. I wouldn't even begin to know where to get that
Oh,
from.
good answer. That's a good answer. Yeah, you're on camera now. You can't.
All right, But anybody that's watching, anybody that's listening into YouTube, if y'all can find one,
well,
long as
even
it's
just
under
like
$30,
a
it's
prop
yours.
for a prop for a costume would be pretty fun.
That'd be
That
super
would
cool.
be fun.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
Yep.
cool. That'd be pretty cool. Okay, are y'all ready for
All
this
right,
pop quiz?
pop
This is the
off, Big
Django
Daddy.
pop quiz. It's only 5 questions long, okay?
All right.
All right.
Thank you,
Now,
Ed.
the first question has absolutely to do with Fritz, so we already know it's Fritz. What's the name of Django's horse? The question is, what are the names of Dr. Schultz and Django's horses? Y'all already said Fritz, so that's out.
Yep. Do I get a point for Fritz?
Well,
Pre-point?
No.
Just a little pre?
No
Just a little
point for
Pre-point
Fritz.
pop quizzing.
Because you said the answer that triggered the pop quiz, I cannot give you a point for that. But you can get a point for naming Django's horse, who is introduced alongside Fritz at Mr. Bennett's mansion.
And the reason that it fucked up my head, I thought until watching it last night with Trevor, I thought this entire time that horse's name was Snowball. Because that's what he calls Sam Jackson's character.
Yeah.
You say, if you want to
Yeah.
talk to me or my horse, you can
yeah.
talk to me.
Yep.
So I thought it
Nothing?
was Snowball, and now I
Nothing?
don't know.
No.
Yeah.
It's a very basic name. The name is Tony.
I wouldn't have gotten
This
that.
is, and these are our horses, Tony and
Tony.
Fritz, and then Fritz takes his bow. But yeah,
Yep.
Tony and Fritz.
Now that you say that, that rings a bell, but
Yes.
I wouldn't have gotten it.
Yes. All right. Moving on to question number 2. What was the name of the town that Mr. Schultz's first bounty of the film was the sheriff of?
Lubbock County? Oh no, the sheriff.
No,
the sheriff
was
that we're getting to.
what town was he the sheriff of?
Daughtry?
It is Daughtry.
Nice.
Yeah.
Point
I
to
was like trying to
KC.
remember it was like
is
also a bad
Daughtry.
singer's name.
Yeah. I didn't mind him on. I don't know. I didn't mind Daughtry when he was on American Idol.
Oh, that's an American Idol singer person?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's Ruben.
He was
only.
killing
It's
on
only
there.
Ruben for me.
He was on one of he was either on Ruben or Carrie's season. He was on one of those. It could have been on Fantasia's. I don't know. All right, Fantasia, was she on one of theirs? Who cares? All right. So next question. What is the name of the hero in Dr. Schultz's parable about?
Siegfried.
Brunhilde? It is Siegfried. Point to
Yeah.
Casey. Quick on the trigger.
Quick.
Yep.
Quick on the trigger. All right, Casey. You're pretty much kicking Trevor's ass right now. We've got
It's all right.
we've got
This movie, I've maybe only seen it 5 or 6 times, but it's just so baked in.
We've got 2 questions left, so you can finish with the tie here. Okay? You can't finish with the tie, and y'all will go home the best of friends. All right. What was the name of the Candyland employee that controls the dogs? Marsha and the bitches. Who is actually the owner of those dogs? They reference him several times.
Multiple times. Get those dogs to shut the
O'Donnell?
fuck up.
No,
It's not. It's not.
Man, shut those dogs up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shanks. Sweet.
Hillary Swank?
All right. Anything, Trevor?
I'm embarrassed in my pop quizzing, but no.
It is Mr. Stone Cipher.
Stone Cipher. Yeah.
Yeah, they reference him a
such
lot,
an
and then
interesting name.
you know,
Yeah.
because Calvin's like, how bad did Stone Cipher's dogs, mess her up, and he's like, Mr. Stone Cipher, shut them damn dogs up. Yeah, like no,
Okay, so we gotta get that.
Stone
Okay,
Cipher.
That's good.
It's
That's
Mr.
good.
Stone Cipher. Okay, all right. Last question. So Casey, you have already won this, but
Sometimes mystery bonus questions are added.
It's true.
and sometimes mystery bonus points can be added just out of the blue, which is what I'm going to do. Yes, I said you had
let's go,
already
let's
won
go, let's
this,
go.
but here's your chance.
Like a challenge.
All right.
Is this a Trevor specific question?
Nope.
or?
Nope.
Okay.
What I will say though, to mentally prepare both of you, the answer to this question is a number. The answer of this question.
Which you don't usually deal in numbers.
The number
so I
the
appreciate
number
this.
that is the answer to this question is how many points this question is worth. And what I can tell you is if you get it, Trevor, it will put you over the top. Okay.
So it's
And if
more
you
than
get it,
2.
Casey, it's just
It's
gonna be a total ass whooping.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Final question of the pop quiz. How long was the ride from Greenville, Mississippi to Chickasaw County, Mississippi?
5 hours.
It was 5 hours.
Wow.
And just like that on the final question, because the pop quiz can change that quickly.
Because I don't even get the pre-points or anything. Rigged.
All right, we'll give you
Rigged.
we'll give you the pre-point. Trevor still wins at 5-3.
No, we'll share the pocket gun together.
It was 5 hours, and yes, and I believe they said at one time, right as they show up, like we've ridden 5 hours to see your stock, and as of right now, if this is an example, I'm not impressed.
Not impressed.
So yes,
Wow.
good catch there, Trevor. I saved that one for
stuff.
last because I figured that was going to be the
Fair
hardest
dues.
one. Yeah. So
Yeah.
but you know what, Casey, I'm a loving person.
It's true. We do call
and
you the
you
lover.
did get the majority of the questions correct.
Agreed.
All right. So for this one time, I will let y'all split this. Y'all are both victors in my personal opinion. Round of applause. Round of applause.
It's true.
Round
Thank
of
you.
applause.
Thank
Round of
you.
applause,
Thank
both of
you.
y'all. All right.
And I will
Also,
thanks
thanks
even
for the studio
add,
audience for being here today.
Yes.
I will
Yes.
add a caveat of that if Casey would like the Derringer that pops out, and we're even just talking props. We're not talking real things, you know.
Right.
Of course.
The Derringer that pops out of the jacket, of course. I would go for, since we mentioned Tom Savini earlier, his character has a nice little codpiece machine gun from
Sex
Dusk Till
machine.
Dawn.
Yeah. Yeah.
That could be a fun costume. We're getting somewhat close to Halloween
Yes.
season, so Just throwing some ideas out
If
there.
that is somewhere to be found, that would just be fucking awesome sauce.
Press a button and
That's the best way to
See, this is
conceal
why I
it.
shouldn't have a computer next to me. I want to Google all that. Like, I bet I can find.
We'll
all
look
this
it up on the next break, and I tell you, you don't remember the cock gun from Dusk Till Dawn.
it's like the introduction of the Tom Savini character
and
in that
absolutely, he
movie.
steals somebody's beer, and
Yeah.
the dude pulls a blade on him, like, "Give me my beer back," and then the cock gun with the two. with the two bullet chambers as balls pops up out of it. Yeah, this shit is.
Oh yeah, I forgot
player.
about the
The shit is
clip.
balling. Yeah, it's literally. That's one of the best prop guns ever in a movie, right there. Yeah.
I'm in my mind. I'm remembering some hip thrusting.
Yeah, Sex
along with the
Machine.
shooting of it. Yeah.
That was his name. Come on, Sex Machine.
Does
All right.
Sofia Vergara end up with similar boob guns or something in a film?
I don't know.
There was Rose McGowan who had the leg machine gun in Planet Terror.
Okay,
I
all
thought
right.
you was going for Austin Powers in the bots, the little
machine
film
gun
bots
titties. Oh,
yeah,
that
the
had the
film
machine
bots.
gun titties. That's
But
what
I mean, and those fembots were fine, but none of them were Sofia
When
Vergara
I think
fine.
about you, I touch myself. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. So, the introduction of King Schultz was absolutely fucking amazing. You know, like it's Waltz at doing Waltz things,
And we do get our first foot shot in this film. We see the ankles chained together.
Yeah.
So there is some pretty
Yeah,
raw foot footage
you
there.
know, just how fucked up the shackles were, and them trying to walk. Like, how far were they fucking walking in shackles?
Ages,
You know, like
ages,
just
day
crazy.
and night. It was so cold. We see
fucking
we
crazy.
see it all in that. Some of
Yeah.
it in that.
Well, and they
starting
said
scene.
it was 37 miles to the closest,
closest
town. So
town.
they had
Right.
gone at least 37 miles.
least.
We
It
know
just
that.
like ankles just ate up from the iron.
and feet just
Just
yeah.
ate up from the iron.
We see one of the enslaved people holding a lantern, and usually when you have a lantern like that, you would not hold it directly from the top because obviously it's going to get so hot there. But I bet that's the only thing keeping their hands alive.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. Just the delivery of some of these lines and everything like that. Like, yep, this is Christoph Waltz, and like he's fucking nailing it again.
He's talking about pointing the gun at him, and he's like, "Is that for comedic? Is that too?
my good man?
Is that for effect,
Yeah.
or do you plan on using it?"
Yeah,
And then he
blows his fucking head off.
Oh, he's so quick. He's very, very quick. I don't think he's as quick as Django once Django gets like fully leveled up.
Yeah.
But
Well, no,
he's quick.
he's definitely not that fast. But then, like, he drops the light, so he's in the
There's
dark.
the
He's
distraction
a shadow.
type
yeah,
of-
there's the
yeah.
distraction, and he's in the dark. If they did want to take a shot, like,
And I liked these scenes because you can tell that I think they are shooting only at night for
Yeah.
a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can see in the backgrounds that it's still
the day
bright
of
out
light
there.
type.
But the lighting in this nighttime is so aggressive. Like the tops of their hats almost like glow. And I gotta assume that's more for the effect of like how actually dark it is and how jarring all light is when it's really that dark.
yeah, yeah. So
It's beautiful stuff.
It's very beautiful. He kills Ace. Dickie is fucked up and trapped underneath his horse and whatnot. Buys Django, and he didn't
I'm
even
going
just
to need
steal
a bill
it.
of sale.
Yeah, he didn't even
Yeah.
he did everything on the up and up. Gave him $125 for Django that he just threw in his face, and then gave him a coin for the nag. Like, so how much were horses going for back then? He just flipped a coin to him. I don't know what. How
Yeah,
much that
it was
coin was
it was
worth,
an
but-
old horse. That horse wasn't worth more than that.
well.
But also, I do like that he throws that money at him and everything, which ultimately those enslaved people get.
Yeah.
That's
If
their
they-
freedom
if
money.
they took it-
That's
yeah,
their
if they
freedom
took
money
it-
now.
Well, so then you could take it as the flicking of the coin for the nag was knowing what was
Good
going
luck.
to happen to
Right.
this person who was
Right.
trapped under a horse. There's no way
Which
they're going to
makes it
carry
all the- yeah,
him back. And
which
they're
makes it all the better that he
Yeah.
still threw the money at him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, and did it on the up and up. He knew what was going to happen.
He knows.
Yeah.
He's very planned out.
Yeah.
A lot of time, like we get towards, as we
Yeah.
move on in the film, eventually he loses track of his plan. But he's a very maniacal player.
Well, and
Thanks,
meticulous
yeah,
and well
meticulous.
thought out,
Yes,
certainly.
yes,
and
yes.
we don't get much backstory on him other than, he came from Germany. He used to be a dentist, and now he's a bounty hunter.
And now he's a bounty hunter.
Or that's all lies. Like there's definitely a part of him that feels like
Playing a character, sure.
yeah, because back in the day there too, you really could just disappear, be a new person.
I guess when you
just like
first
the
meet him,
Speckle or
but
the other
he
brothers.
he does end up meeting the one gentleman in the winter, and they're like, "Who's this?" And it's like it's the so and so gang. He's like, "Who the fuck is the?" So he's a bounty hunter, and he's making money somehow.
He's got the money. He
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah,
is
so he's
never
making money.
skimping
So
on
like,
cash.
yeah. So, but he has the warrants. We see he has the warrant in Daughtry. You know what I mean? When he gets there. And
Well, we know
whatnot,
he's a bounty hunter. What
yeah.
I'm saying is maybe we don't know if he was ever a dentist.
Oh, if he was ever okay.
Or what I believe
I got you.
Casey said.
I got
Well, I mean,
you.
it's nice too because back in those days,
It is a good
anybody
front.
could be
Someone who
a
gets
dentist.
well, and it also would be a at least slightly respected position where like it would put people somewhat off guard.
It's literally how Doc Holliday got his name.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, he was a dentist.
Yeah.
So
You know what's a fun thing about dentists back then too? Like, not to go on a huge tangent here.
What's that?
But dentists have always had very good access to, certain anesthesia,
Drugs.
Yeah. That's been like kind of the move the whole time.
Yeah.
They've kind of always been into that stuff.
Yeah.
Dr. Feelgood.
Dr. Feelgood. Yes.
I believe
So, but yeah, so
shout out to dentists. I'm just gonna say that.
What are you, some sort of rabid anti-dentite?
Anti-dentist.
That is an old Seinfeld. I'm sorry. Let's continue on.
for sure. So no, Django has no choice but to agree. But the shackles are off of your feet, and like you got a coat and boots now. You're riding a horse, and
it's
this
illegal.
Is something
It's
that
technically
you
illegal.
cannot-
but now
so-
this man bought you,
Yeah.
so he decides what you do.
And
Even when he
you're-
calls
yeah.
him a valet
Yeah.
later, like you.
Yeah. So there you go.
But Django is
Yeah.
determined to. He's never freaked out by this weird new thing that's happening. He's willing to take on opportunities as soon as it's presented to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's smart.
And
he's
kudos
fast,
to him.
he's
Like he knows
eloquent.
what's good for him at the time, and
Yes.
he's riding with it.
Is this what we're doing? All right. Yeah. Yeah. If it gets me away from this
Ride
fucking
with it.
horrible life
I
and
love it.
hopefully closer to my woman,
I absolutely love it.
he's awesome.
So, they ride off into Daughtry, and Django discovers that on this journey that Schultz is a bounty hunter. As Schultz kills an outlaw named Willard Peck, who was posing as the sheriff in a small town. Schultz and Django then track the Brittle brothers down, leading them to a plantation owned by Big Daddy. That's not in the synopsis, but I'm going to put it out there. Owned by Big Daddy. Django shoots dead the first brother, brutally whips the second brother before shooting him too, while Schultz kills the third brother. Then they ambush and kill the plantation owner, who leads a group of lynchers. Django partners with Schultz through the winter and becomes his apprentice, and Schultz discovers Django's natural ability with gunslinging. Schultz explains that being the first person he has ever given freedom to, he feels responsible for Django.
Vaguely.
And is driven to help him in his quest to rescue Broomhilda.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it's beautiful. We get
This is
so much
one
good
of my
stuff here.
one of
Yeah.
my favorite parts of the film, because while
Oh, yeah.
it is already dark to start off with, the true horror of the movie I feel like doesn't necessarily occur until we get to Mississippi. Like obviously shit's bad in Texas, but it's almost like where we're going, things are getting bad. This is almost like I believe Casey was mentioning like the leveling up RPG type of stuff of Django character. Couple questions I had. Yeah. Was this Django's first beer
Is that
ever
Django's
in the bar?
Yeah,
First
come on.
beer.
You know that's his
Is
first
that-
beer. That is Django's first beer.
It's at least his first cold beer, but here's also a first. This is going to be my first poppycock of this episode.
Ooh, okay. Let's hear it.
Christoph Waltz, or his character. Well, here's the issue. I've been a brewer. I've been a bartender. I've had almost every job in the service industry at one level or another. And I have worked at places that have those hand pools. That's the right thing for the time. They are supposed to have a hand pool. That's what you would have. It could even be cold if there's a way to chill throughout the lines or something. There's possibilities. but you don't sit a mug you don't sit a mug down and then just pour a handful into that. It would just be spewing beer into the, like, that's why it's his way
You got to
too
give
foamy.
it the angle.
You put it in the glass and you kind
Sure.
of get it towards the bottom and you pull up in a way to, like, because then you actually get more carbonation. The way he's doing it, those beers, luckily they're drinking them quick.
Well, yeah.
But they would have been
But
flat
it does
as fuck.
make it look cool as hell with the foam and the topping
the
like
knife
that.
is the
and maybe
way.
this is a German nitro type of thing. That's well, I mean, it's not in Germany, but I'm
all I
saying
was
like
gonna
But
say
that's
is
it's the
he
same.
was-
I
he
used
was-
those. Those
he was
words
a
I was
dentist,
using Europeans.
not a bartender.
He's not. Yes.
So maybe he just doesn't know how
Dentist, not a
to
bartender.
how to pour beer.
he is. I do love that them walking into the bar
It
and
was like 80% foam, 20% beer too. So like he definitely was not pouring that up right.
yeah, it was
was
He
awful.
wasted a lot of beer.
Yeah, it
That's
was
the problem.
all
More is
fucking
that you
foam.
waste a lot of beer that way too.
It was all foam.
It still wasn't as bad as when Hillary Clinton poured that beer though.
well, then and
You would have thought she was Nancy the way that thing had some head on it.
Oh, shout out to the former first lady, blowjob queen of so then another just like shot that Casey specifically mentioned that was really cool was this reflection of Dr. King while Django was picking out his own clothes. But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not, you know,
Yeah,
in
it's
case you
amazing.
said it wasn't a mirror, it's like the glass of a
So I
It's
love
the
mirror
glass
shots.
of a case.
Right. I love mirror shots because usually when we get a mirror shot,
Yeah.
it's a reaction. Like we talked about in Shawshank Redemption, we have the mirror shot that shows the dude's back against the wall while
Yeah.
he's hanging himself.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that's the shot that we
Yes.
focus on in this
Yes.
one. So in this shot, we have Christoph Waltz's character not talking about his reflection, not talking about like reflecting on anything. We're talking about having a full facade. So he's reflected in glass, not a mirror, because it's just about having a false reflection to show to people. It's about being a facsimile and a real reflection of someone, whoever this character's supposed
Yeah, I'm with
to
you.
be.
I'm with
I
you
love
when you're
this
right.
shit.
Yeah,
I
no,
love
it's a great shot.
And also in this shot, we can also see why Jamie Foxx didn't get the role in the Willy Wonka film. It just doesn't play. It just doesn't play. The top hat and everything. There's a lot of Willy Wonka of him.
I'm digging that hat with the fro banging out the sides, though. You know,
It looks like he's in the Roots, but like
I'm
some like it's like a touring version
I love
of
it.
the Roots on Broadway.
and that coat is player. I'm gonna need to give me.
He
one
looks good
like-
in everything. I think it's another hero thing. I play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
And there's a weird magical thing about like any magical armor or items or anything. It always fits. It always fits. Everything fits Django.
Okay.
Every time
Yeah.
he puts something on, it's always like, oh yeah, how does that
Well,
work?
and we're going to keep hitting different outfits because then I believe even the number 3 picture we have coming up is this is when
Oh, yeah.
they are continuing
Oh, yeah.
their partnership.
Yeah.
And
Full
Dr.
superhero.
Schultz is teaching Django how to do things. This is when it's going to kill the third Brittle
Absolutely.
brother
Yes.
after Django has
Yes.
already killed the first 2.
Yes.
One of which had Bible verses posted
Taped
to
on it.
himself. And so
Which
like,
harkens back to we'll see another whipping scene that those same brothers do.
Yep.
Like we see it in flashbacks and stuff,
But
where
they're
they're
hiding-
holding that Bible. They're always
Oh, it's
using
this
that.
scene. He's
Yeah.
having a flashback.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
absolutely having a flashback. And they're like, yeah.
He's traumatized.
when he's asking the girl, he's like, point him out to him. He's like, well, there goes, so, and he sees
That girl's
he
killing
sees
at
him,
the
and then
acting.
he's like, and then that's when he has his flashback.
He remembers
Yeah.
that's what they do, and he gets
I
the
like
drop
the way
on
you
him.
big boy. Yeah,
I like the way you died.
yeah,
boy.
yes. So
We
but
also
this
get
is-
some really good character development between the two of them. You got to imagine they've been talking a ton. Like,
Yeah,
there's
absolutely.
no way that Dr. King Schultz shuts the fuck up on a long horse ride.
No.
There's no way.
No, Django's learning some things and whatnot. He's definitely teaching him the
Yep.
game and stuff. But I do got to say before
ahead.
we go on, we do have to touch on Big Daddy because
Yeah.
Don
Big Daddy.
Johnson fucking kills this role.
Yeah.
He
it's
kills this
amazing.
role, and they get there, they're introducing themselves to him and everything. He's just like, listen, you cannot have niggas on a horse. not on my property. You
Yeah.
know,
And he says,
not
that's my
here,
valet.
not
My
on
valet
property.
doesn't walk.
Yeah. And you know, this is what we learned. This is Schultz's go-to move. So he tells him he's got 5,000 reasons why he wants to talk to him.
If you're the businessman that I've
And
been led to believe that you are,
Stroke his
Playing with
ego a
the
little
stroke
bit.
his ego.
and
After
get the-
stroking the mustache, Mr. Bennett.
he's like,
It's
oh,
shit like that.
You
Why
just
Waltz
don't.
got that Oscar.
Yep,
Mr.
yep.
Bennett.
Yeah, that's shit's
You know, if you're the businessman that I've been led to believe that you are, I have 5,000 reasons why you want to listen to me.
Because
And he lets the guard down immediately. Well, come on in, get yourself a cold drink. You know, like just off the bat.
You
Right?
got to imagine it's part of like the backbone of America. That's the ethos of America is this capitalism and like
Money.
and that's what all these slavers
Money.
are about. Otherwise, why would you
Absolutely.
own slaves unless you
Money.
wanted to profit
And,
directly
you know,
off of
when
these people?
try to
So you come
downplay-
$5,000 at them.
Like when they try to downplay slavery, and you know, recently, you know, stupid celebs like Jillian Michaels saying stupid shit like only 2% of like white people own slaves and shit, which is bullshit first and foremost. And I'm not even going to
And
get
not
into a
an
big
excuse.
history lesson.
It wouldn't
but
change
this
it.
movie
If the numbers of-
is talking about it directly, so it's relevant.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
bullshit.
it's
Number one,
bullshit.
but number two, the financial gain this country got off of slave labor.
They built
and
the White
exporting
House.
and exporting cotton. That was the biggest.
America would not have
America
existed.
would not be it would not be what you
And
know
they definitely
as America today.
America learned
without
it
the
from their
exports
mother. They learned
of
it from
cotton
England, but
that was picked
goddamn, yeah.
by slaves. So
Hand
fuck that
picked.
bitch and anyone that has dumbass takes on slavery and shit like that. Yeah, Jillian Michaels, you'll probably never hear this, but in the event that somebody close to you does
Who's
and can
Jillian
get this message to you, the biggest fucking loser is who she is. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you. Go jump off of a high cliff.
Yeah,
and kill
go for
yourself.
it. Stop
Fuck
talking.
you.
Yeah, let them. They,
All right,
they don't need to
and
talk
now-
like
No,
that.
that's-
you
thank you.
know, I had to get that out.
That's
It's
but
crazy.
That's good.
Back
It's-
to back
it is
to
crazy.
back to Django. And
Even though this is a fantasy, this film
and
is
speaking
is
of
real.
cotton, as Dr. Schultz shoots
Yes.
the one brittle brother and they show his blood splatting against the cotton,
Yeah.
that's just a thing of beauty.
It's beautiful.
That's
It's
just a beautiful
beautiful.
shot.
Absolutely.
And it's shots like that I will use as an example when I talk to y'all about True Romance and the fact that Tarantino wrote that and it's still a bomb ass movie because he wrote it. It's still Tarantino, you know, but it's not his visuals. It's somebody else's visuals with his story.
There are some interesting floating feathers at the final shootout that harken back some to like what happens after someone is killed or something happens. But
Yeah.
I do hear what you're saying.
Yeah. So
I do
stuff
hear what
like
you're
that, the
saying.
blood splatter on the cotton, that's just beautiful shit right there.
Well, and when we had that Big Daddy picture up, but yeah, I
Yeah.
see the blood on the cotton.
Come on.
One of the things that Casey had pointed out with Big Daddy's like group that comes to confront Django and Dr. King was it looked like there was a boy who was right next to him who one looked like he had like a noose around his neck, but it wasn't like he was about to be hung. It was like a fucking joke of that this happens on this property and it's like something to wear
Just
almost.
crazy.
Yeah,
But then
I thought it was just a
the-
very subtle thing about because like it could also be played off as a scarf or anything, but you can
Hold on, let me
definitely
try to get
imagine
this. Let me
people
try to
playing
right
with
here,
that.
right? Yes.
for our
Yeah.
video viewers at home.
Like,
Thanks
this
for
is
tuning
insane.
in.
Yes,
But then
you'll
some of
see
those-
the coloration all around the family and everything. Where obviously they don't call him Big Daddy for nothing. I
Right.
think is what
Right.
So we get those fan theories of, yeah, of course he was raping.
Oh, of
People.
course.
And
Did
so
he
then
not
these are
own
probably-
slaves?
Here's the
Yeah,
thing.
then he
Here's the
raped.
thing. Here's the thing. If black people weren't exceptional in every way, they wouldn't have been brought over to build a nation. So that does mean beautiful, and that does mean intelligent, and that does mean strong, and it does mean
Durable.
creative and durable, and
They
all
were
that stuff. It
durable.
means
They could
absolutely everything.
withstand the heat.
And withstand the oppression. Like they're still trying to create a family unit
Yeah.
on this Big Daddy plantation, everything. Like people are living and thriving
Yeah.
underneath his horror.
Yeah, Asians couldn't take the heat. Indians were too sickly.
That's what they, is
Yeah,
that what it
so,
was?
Yeah, no. So that was real shit. So,
Well,
yeah.
England had already ran through India in such a way that like they, that's how America learned it from. They ruined. Am I getting that timeline right, Trevor? That the Bengal famine would have been
Well, there were multiple Bengal famines, but what's kind of wild is that I'd have to check my notes, but it's the first one is within 20 years of the events of this film.
See, that's the way the world.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, like the whole Big Daddy raid scene then being played for comedy with Jonah Hill, where it's just showing how stupid these motherfuckers are, and
the eye holes in the bags. I mean, how hilarious is this scene? And I remember, and you know, in the Real Basic Facts, you said December 25th, 2012. I remember vividly. Me and my brother, I was going up to Fort Wayne for the holidays. My oldest brother, Jim, lives there. Shout out, Jim. You probably won't catch this, but, you know, in the event that you do, shout out to my oldest brother, Jim, and go mob, you know.
Don't worry, we're gonna put this one on CD so you can mail it. We'll deliver.
But we went, like, everybody's passed out, and we're like the only ones. We went to the theater and saw Django on release
opening
day.
day.
Yep, on opening day. And
That's worth it.
Both of just the whole movie, like, just fucking fantastic.
It's so hard to not be vocal during this film, laughing and everything,
cracking up at this particular
the
scene.
eye holes being cut in the and you got it. And I love that because it always does make me think, like, the Klan are a bunch of dumbasses. Like, there's definitely politicians that were a part of it, and there were, you know, people that are supposed to be respectable a part of these things, but also they're all dumbasses because they're racist bigots.
Yeah.
You have to be stupid innately to be this kind of person, no matter what you can accomplish.
I ain't never heard. I had to Google it. I want to personally snip and clip that garboon myself. I had to look up what a fucking garboon.
And he probably thinks that makes him seem smart too, because he's like, I know big fans. I know specific types of monkeys.
I mean, I could have guessed it was some racist shit, but
I thought it was a monkey of some
okay,
kind,
all right, yeah, like,
garboon.
So that's old school racist shit right there, yeah. This garboon myself.
It reminds me of like Jig. Like, remember that one?
Just like come on.
You gotta pick it up.
Come on.
Pick up the pace.
Come on. Did either of you notice, you know, when Dr. Schultz is putting the dynamite into the tooth, the song that he is whistling?
No. Oh, is it the 1812 Overture, I'm guessing, or something along those lines?
No, it is not.
Oh, okay.
Casey, do you got the clip?
No.
All right. Okay. No, it's
it.
all good. All right, it's all good. He's whistling the opening theme to this movie, the Django. Have you ever? That is what Christoph Waltz is whistling.
Speaking
as he's putting
of,
that money into the.
Do we think
that
that this dynamite getting shot, you know, certainly happened in the middle of the night? Was it maybe at 2:30 a.m.?
Oh. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Speaking of songs that play in this part, like while they're running over there, we did play that a little bit of that song earlier. I couldn't remember the name or the film that this movie was in, but then I was reminded of one of my favorite comedians. His name is David Bory.
Okay.
And the last name starts with a G that is silent.
Okay.
He has a comedy album called Birth of a Nation, and there's a G on the front of it that's silent because he's a very, very, very funny man.
Gotcha.
Birth of a Nation does use that song that these Klansmen are riding over the hill to and everything.
Okay.
Nice touch.
A horrible film that was, it sparked like a whole bunch of Klan movement and stuff, but also it was screened in the White House. Like, it was the first blockbuster in America.
And that's, you know, that's just one of those examples.
White, stupid movie.
Yeah. One of those examples of Tarantino reverting on the conventional norm of what that had been, because then, as you know, our protagonists, Django and Dr. Schultz, get the best of this entire raid.
Right.
And we also get to see Django's first, like, long distance snipe shot.
Yeah.
Which he
I
has
thought
so
you
much
was going to
faith
see
in himself.
Django's first reaction to an explosion.
Yeah, that's probably the first time. He also
When that thing exploded, he's like, "Oh!" Like, it was like the coolest thing.
he finished. He finished. That's what he did. He was like, "Ooh," because also he knew what was being going up was a bunch of dumbass.
Yeah,
It's like, ooh, I like this. And yeah, you're right, Trevor.
Oh, and
that
no
shot that he
animals
takes-
were hurt in the making of that scene. You know, that is said in the special features.
Good to know. I wasn't going to bring it up because I just didn't want to be
Yeah,
sad.
no
Well,
animals.
it's a pretty recent movie. I think most things have been pretty good about that for a
Yeah.
while. But
And
one
horses
thing,
can handle explosions. Like,
You
they're
know,
fine.
one thing that Casey had mentioned when we were watching last night, and we can pull up pick number 5 here, but we've got the gang, you know, Django, and we're dressing fancy, but we're packing. We're packing some bulges. And
Shout out to Tarantino. Like, he does make sure that he makes his films as sexy as he possibly can. He doesn't fully understand the male gaze, I think. Like,
But there's a nice
The
little
masculine
tracking
version.
up, and you know, shout out Jamie, probably up there in that Willem Dafoe category of notoriously well hung people who we have covered on this podcast. But this
also,
you know,
Jamie Foxx, a man with beautiful hands. Like, it's a weird. I do love hands a whole lot. It's a thing that I pay a lot of attention. He's got but he's also a pianist and stuff.
Okay.
Like, he's
Yes,
got
yes.
those musician fingers.
Yes.
and the last couple things we hit from this little section of the movie, which we can kind of divide this all up into acts, but this is where Django now has his freedom. But the deal is basically there's the story of Broomhilda, which I do like how there's almost this aspect of like just shadows on a cave wall in this scene between Django and they don't actually start toying with the background, but it almost looks like they're about to, and just it adds this almost like supernatural element towards a fairy tale story of something. But we get into really just like Django training, but it's kind of a montage. So we have our Rocky montage with a bunch of different cool scenes, and it gets really bloody, and we learn that Django is fantastic at
Just about everything.
Killing white
slinging the
people.
lead, yeah,
Sure.
right. At the, what do you call him? The fastest. They're gonna call
They're
you
gonna
the
call you
fastest
the fastest gun in the South.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. All right, and so we are now moving into our next plot point. All right, so now Django, now fully trained, collects his first bounty, keeping the handbill as a good luck charm. In Mississippi, Schultz uncovers the identity of Broomhilda's owner, Calvin Candy, the charming but brutal owner of the Candyland Plantation, where black slaves are forced to fight in wrestling death matches called Mandingo fights. Schultz, expecting Candy will not sell Broomhilda if they ask for her directly, plots to feign interest in purchasing one of Candy's prized fighters. Offer to purchase Broomhilda on the side for a reasonable sum, then take her and escape before the Mandingo deal is finalized. Schultz and Django meet Candy at his gentleman's club in Greenville and submit their offer. His greed tickled, Candy invites them to Candyland. After secretly briefing Broomhilda on the plan, Schultz claims to be charmed by the German-speaking Broomhilda and offers to buy her after arranging to buy a fighting slave. So yeah, we could touch on this, you know what I mean, real quickly.
I think one of the things that stands out a bunch to me is Django playing a
slaver?
black slaver.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
nothing worse than
Nothing
when he
worse.
says some,
and it's a sad true thing that black people also participated in the slave trade.
Yeah.
It can't be ignored.
No.
But it's not like they had a bunch of other fucking choices.
Right.
Even when people talk about like in Africa that they were selling slaves, it's like, yeah, because the industry, like they didn't create the industry, they didn't make this happen. And even the types of slavery that happened before chattel slavery, before the one that happened in America, it wasn't just like that. Like
No,
it was
wasn't.
a whole different
American
fucking
slavery was
beast.
totally different. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another thing. Like when people want to pull African slavery out their fucking ass in regards to American slavery, shit was two totally different things.
They understood ethnicity. There were actual cultures that
And
weren't being ripped apart
and
and stuff. It wasn't
the
that.
brutal, bullshit that American slavery was.
It's not like they weren't allowed to learn how to read or have a family and
killing, like the way that they killed and disposed of, like just all
Tossing
of that shit.
babies
Like, you know what I mean? Like
to
it
gators
was totally
and
different.
stuff, like-
totally fucking different.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure in Africa they wasn't breaking legs for burning waffles.
Right. Or dropping eggs. They weren't whipping
what I
people
mean?
for dropping eggs. Like
Just,
that's what we end up.
just ridiculous. Just ridiculous shit. And
Or it's like the shit
Yeah.
with King Leopold from the Dutch, who had the horrible, like, give me hands for rubber type of
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
And, it was just awful.
Yeah.
One of the things we touched on was Django getting his first bounty handbill, and that was for killing the leader of the Smitty
Bacall.
Bacall. Thank you. The Smitty Bacall gang.
Smitty Bacall gang.
And so there's a cool scene where like Django's learning to read some, but also after reading this handbill, he then shoots Smitty Bacall right in front of his son. And so my little fan theory here is...
Okay, let's hear it. I'm excited for this.
Do we know how in the first Kill Bill movie, how the bride, Beatrix Kiddo, kills Vernita Green, Vivica A. Fox's character, right in front of her daughter?
Right in front
and
of
there
the
were
daughter.
like rumors of how the daughter was going to grow up, and then
Absolutely.
that was going to be a whole additional film, like the revenge of that.
Yes.
And so then would Smitty Bacall's son, who saw his father murdered right in front of him, then have some vengeance to try to take out on Django in some, never made,
That's
but could be a
wild,
fun
dude.
little second story
I love
after the fact.
I never would have thought about that until you brought it up, but I mean that would be a pretty interesting film to see. And then maybe he teams up with an old Django. A Django that's like got to pass it on, and he's like, let me tell you this serious, like let me tell you what your dad did and why it went down like that.
Let me add on that fan theory.
Yeah, let's go.
So, here's my addition to that fan theory. That Smitty Bacall's son grows up and relocates, and he ends up joining the outfit of the Mannix Marauders that are spoken of in the Hateful Eight. Out there trying to, hunt down slaves post Emancipation Proclamation and whatnot.
Wild.
And so I believe like Smitty Bacall's son probably grew up to become friends with Chris Mannix.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Just building. Well,
Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
How about that?
I
like
Good
it.
stuff. Good
Like it.
stuff.
Badass, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're having fun here.
Yeah,
Hey, we're having fun talking about
absolutely.
movies.
Absolutely.
Well,
We're having a blast.
As we get to Mississippi, like Mississippi just looks rough. And even the way the scene is introduced with like the big letters over the screen of the long ass letter containing state name of Mississippi, like it's just enslaved people are in these awful
I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
headdresses.
I'm going to go ahead and
Oh
say
yeah,
it.
the blocking bars so that they can't even.
As many movies were made about slavery and thing like that, the roots and all
This
of
is
that
the only
good
one
stuff.
I'll watch.
This one and the depiction of the treatment of slaves and stuff. Like I can't recall. Maybe the movie exists, but I haven't seen it. I can't recall a more detailed and just like brutal depiction of how it was actually, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
there's no shying away from
the
it.
iron masks, even the showing of the chewed up ankles in the beginning with the shackles. This is shit that I hadn't seen in any movies prior. And they definitely didn't touch on Mandingo fighting.
Absolutely not.
Like-
It's and Amistad is one that kind of comes to mind, and there is some
Yes.
brutality shown in there for
Yes.
sure. But I agree with you. This one doesn't.
I don't think
shy.
it was to the level.
It's a little bit of it. I think works for Tarantino.
Yeah.
I'll bring the picture back up here in a second. But there's this whole thing like the bloodiness of a Tarantino, the brutalness of a Tarantino flick. Then it lends to the fantasy of it all too.
Yeah.
but it also makes
incentive
it
for the revenge, for the vengeance.
Yes.
And because he's willing to get so bloody and gruesome and gross in this stuff, that also allows you to use as many N-words as they would have been used, if not, holding back in certain ways.
Yeah.
And then show things like you mentioned, Trevor, the bracer bars that are put around their necks and stuff.
Yeah,
And that's
things
like a
like
thing to make sure that they not only can't manipulate their own bondage, but anyone else's around them.
And while you're on that point, another point to what I'm saying about Tarantino here is I know he caught a whole lot of shit about how many times the N-word was used in this movie. And I am in the mind of this is historically accurate. During this time, that is what they refer to black people as.
If not a bunch of other things that have just lost so much flavor that we don't hear them.
So
anymore.
like I was
Like a
never
garboon.
upset. Like, when talking about black people in 1858, that's what they were.
Yeah.
So
And
like
they wouldn't have
just
said
like we call
without
an automobile
nuance.
a car, or we call a
Aeroplane.
cup of glass. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's very true.
Black people,
it's the way it was.
We're niggas.
Yeah.
Period.
And we're not
you
even
can't-
saying it the way that they would have said
Right.
it.
And so you can't shy away from it.
Yeah.
And I think Tarantino has always caught, some
Because he does
unwarranted
like
smoke
the word. He
before
definitely uses it
the
in
word.
other films where you're going
and we have
overboard,
talked
but
about
yeah.
that. We have talked about that. I'll say that it's just like in a movie we will cover later. The character says, "Hey, calm down. You're acting like a bunch of niggers." Right? People hate that.
Right, yeah.
And then
right.
and what's
But
the
it shows that they're a bad person. Like
and
you're
then is it in
supposed to
Pulp
hate
Fiction where he's like, I'm not, here to, to clean up dead niggers off the car, right?
that. Yep.
People are like, that's not necessary. In my mind, to me, Tarantino didn't do nothing but show you exactly how some white people talk in reference to black people in everyday life.
Yeah.
And so I personally was not offended. I'm like, he ain't doing nothing but pulling the sheet back for y'all. Like, he's pulling the curtain back.
There's only one thing
He's
that I
pulling
feel
the
like
curtain back. This is how it goes down.
Yeah.
And so like I was
Yeah.
never like, I'm like, hey, tell it, Tarantino, because
well-
I know that's how some of these motherfuckers is talking about.
Yeah, they can't. He's cleaning it up.
So-
like he knows how they. The only thing
Right.
that when it comes to how people talk, though,
Right.
there's only one thing that I thought Tarantino might have done to offend you in this film, and maybe we'll get to it.
Okay.
because we're getting there.
Okay.
pretty soon.
Yeah.
but there is his accent work. His accent work.
Oh, the Australian accent, the failed.
I thought that's the only thing that might have offended you about Tarantino in this film. If I'm being
Ed is a notorious hound for a good
I will
accent.
grind somebody's ass into dog food over a bad accent. I will.
But as we are in Calvin
and an
Candy's
Australian
club,
accent is a bad. That's a hard one to pull off already.
I could do it pretty well. We'll get to it.
Well, Tarantino could, but that's a great call out there. Yeah, and I was a little offended.
but as we are in,
I'll call Poppycock on Tarantino.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
I'm gonna call Poppycock on the Australian accent.
but yeah, so in Calvin Candy's club, we meet his lawyer who says, "Just call me Leo." So
Yeah.
for Leo's lawyer to be Leo was fun.
pretty silly.
But then we also have. Casey, what are the ingredients in a Polynesian pearl diver?
Oh gosh! I wish you would have asked me earlier because I forgot.
Oh, I remember it has to have a lot of rum.
I know,
It's like
not
3 different
spare
kinds
the
of
rum.
rum. Yeah.
That's how he did his
But,
hands. They do not.
I mean,
spare
and while
the rum.
we're getting there, so this scene, like this is when Dr. Schultz has to play a character of someone who wants to see violence. They are bored, and so they are watching this just brutal fight, brutal fight between two people, and
That hate
it's to the
themselves.
death.
Yeah.
And you can't blame someone for killing the other person when they would have been killed otherwise. But just again, in the not holding back with language, we are also not holding back with the brutality of what sick people would do to people who they
Just sadistic.
viewed as less
Just
than human.
sadistic.
And it's It's hard to watch.
Yeah.
It's an intense scene.
It's probably it's intense. It's probably the worst scene in the film to watch because it's so real.
It's
You've
very
got
real.
these
Yeah,
white men
very real.
profiting off of the literal pain and suffering of these two other black men that have
That
literally
don't-
no
that-
other
that-
choice.
That don't want to do this.
They
to one
hate it.
another.
They're you can see the anguish while they're attacking each other. It's
Yeah.
very, very good acting
Yeah.
for the both of them.
Yeah.
And then this also shows like some of that like entitled fuckboy like they're not funny. They're not witty with each other. They're like, that's why they call it Big Joe. They've got like nothing to really add to it or anything.
It's just this sadism and this
Yeah.
distorted sense of inhumanity.
Right.
and
that-
the and the inhumanity of everyone around the thing. Even Django
taking
does
it in.
point out, like the one dude Peck, he's like, even I know you should take your hat off in here. Like there's a lack of civility in every way. There's the light skinned black
talking to
woman
Butch.
that's been that was Butch.
Yeah.
There's a light skinned black woman that's like enjoying her high on the hog level of privilege.
That Sheba?
in that
Sheba.
space.
I
Sheba.
know you didn't mind me.
Yeah, because she knows she's different in this area.
That's probably some of that black tar that tar he was talking about. Like that black love. You may have caught yourself with a case of black love. We'll get
Black Love. It's surprising they didn't call it jungle fever. I did.
The Pearl Diver?
I did
Polynesian.
the
Pearl.
Polynesian pearl.
I will read off the
All right,
ingredients
read
of the
'em
Pearl
all.
Diver.
Yeah. What we got?
Our video viewers will be able to see it here.
Okay.
But it's 1.5 ounces of gold Puerto Rican rum, half an ounce of Demerara rum, half an ounce of fresh lime juice, half an ounce of fresh orange juice, half an ounce of Don's Gardenia mix, which I'll have to, it's probably
That's probably
some
Big
gross
Daddy
sugar
because it's
stuff. Yeah,
Don.
some Big Daddy mix, and a dash of Angostura bitters. That's over some crushed ice.
I would fuck with that.
Does
That
it
sounds
does
fire.
look pretty good.
No, it sounds fucking fire.
I like tiki drinks. I'm actually a
and
big
then
fan
give me
of
some
tiki
citrus
drinks.
too. Give me some orange and it sounds pretty good.
It's definitely going to screw my guts up, and I'm going to have a
probably gonna be
hell of
fucked
a
up.
hangover.
Yeah, probably gonna
in
be
no
fucked up.
time. But that's
and
how
then he
those
took it out of a
Polynesian drinks do.
coconut.
He did take it out of a coconut. It's a bit of a flex too. A drink
Yeah.
like that. It seems like you're somewhat cultured with a drink like that, but also it's a flex of like we've got all these different
Right.
liquors. We've got crushed ice regularly that the bartender's going to put together. We've got all kinds of stuff. Like we've got
crazy.
skills, and
Yeah.
again, it's them profiting off of these other skills,
Yeah.
using other people's trained
And
abilities.
this is what I've thought about. So they calling it Calvin's Club. It looked like just a low key layer that he may have had in Greenville somewhere.
It's a flop
But
house.
I'm
It
just
looks like a
wondering
fucking flop
how
house.
much, how much money does he put behind the Mandingo business?
It's at least 500 per person that he's.
Well, that's the. I mean, what's
that's
he
what
paying
he's
for
trying
that
to get a
house
turnover.
that they
Yeah.
were fighting in? What's like?
Well, it's got to be all his dad's
You know?
stuff. Like he's a
So-
nepo baby. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
he probably
They
didn't
got money.
establish it. He probably made his dad's club weirder or whatever. Or
Can I
changed
say?
it into that.
I want to take the time to say this. I thought Big Daddy's property looked way better than Candyland. By the way,
Here's what I'll say. They talked about
and they
this
talk Candyland up like ain't no
Yeah.
slave ain't never heard of Candyland
Because
You
it's
know
down
what
the
I mean?
river, too.
Yeah.
Like,
it
we
might
know
just
it
be because of
sucks.
its brutality, not
Yeah.
because of its
Yes.
magnificence.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
that's true. But I guess I always took that as they're one of the biggest out there. One of the
It was the
biggest
fifth
plantations.
largest. Like
Yeah,
it's
they
huge,
they said
and they
that,
know
right?
how
Yeah.
bad it is
Yeah.
because that's how capitalism works. It has
Yeah.
to grind
Yeah.
everyone out. The more bodies that it grinds up,
Yeah.
the more success, the more the
Crazy.
line go up.
Crazy.
And you
Yeah.
can we don't know where he would get all of his money from, and maybe it's something in the same manner as Dr. King's character of that this is like a side project that, even if he claims he's the best at Mandingo fighting
Yeah.
ownership or whatever, like it may not be where his money comes from.
Yeah, his
Right.
money comes from
Owning a plantation and a lot of people.
because he's
and
also
probably-
not good at business or any of that stuff either. We get a lot of sense of him just being a fuckboy. Like even when they walk in, Christoph Waltz's character, Dr. King, is like, "You're not going to let your people make the proper introductions or anything
Yep.
like that."
Kinda just toying
and then
with
he
them
plays right off of that, where he's like, well, now I see that you're a non-serious person that's just into this grotesqueness and the money. So Dr. King's response is like, I just thought it'd be a bit of fun.
Yeah.
I'm bored. Just
Yeah.
like you look
Yeah.
like you're bored because you're privileged and you live this way. So
Right.
am I. I'm just like you.
Right.
I like money and boredom.
Yeah.
Getting fucking
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so after the fight is over and the owner of the losing combatant, which we can bring up this picture here, it's the fun little like kind of in-joke of that. This is Franco
Yes.
Nero
Yes.
having a
Yes.
drink with Django, and he asked Django in a condescending way, do you know how to spell your name?
Can you spell it?
And Django, and he goes, the D is silent, and then Franco Nero is just like, I know.
I know. Like, that's the joke. I know. I played him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that
it.
in
I
this
like shit
movie.
like that. Yeah.
It's very fun. His character's name in this too.
Luigi.
Amerigo. Like,
Oh, yeah. Luigi's the slave that got killed.
yeah,
Yes, you're right. You're
his
right.
name is Amerigo, like Amerigo
Like
Vespucci, that
Vespucci,
America is
yeah.
named after.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was, it's
Yeah.
an Italian name,
Yeah,
I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I like that little writing stuff that they do with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're having fun here.
Tarantino.
So yeah,
But
so we
yes.
move on from Greenville, Mississippi to Chickasaw
Candyland.
County,
To
which is
Chickasaw
Candyland,
County,
and we do get
my
to
gosh.
see, I don't know, Calvin Candy's got some weird relationship with his sister.
It's
Yeah. But before we get to the sister, though, we've got to, like, because this is where you really, I mean, as fucked up as the Mandingo fighting is, you just see how just horrible of a person Calvin is.
Oh yeah,
D'Artagnan has tried to, flee the plantation. He's caught up in a tree. And he disciplines him by feeding him to Stone Cypher's dogs.
while also testing Django's hardness.
Right.
We've seen Django literally take it to the extent, because he's playing the role of being as
Yep.
bad as
Yeah.
he can be, to the part that Schultz is unsettled by it, and he's like, you're making this weird, and he's like, no, I'm playing this the way that I'm playing.
He's
I
like,
thought
I'm
that
intriguing
scene
him.
is super beautiful
I'm
too,
intriguing him.
because the way that the two of them are talking over the horse,
Mm-hmm.
they're perfectly in frame and beautiful, and all of the other people around them are in the shot. The shot's wide enough that we can
Mm-hmm.
see there's other people, but they're so fuzzy because they're not in
Right.
this
Yeah.
little world.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
that we're building.
And then, I thought it was it's funny that Schultz is telling him what he has to do, playing the black slaver, and like, give me your best black slaver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
While there are
what-
slaves being in the background of that shot, while they're discussing, there are slaves being walked through the street to market.
But what I was getting to is it was Schultz that was kind of losing sight of what was going on.
Because it was the gruesomeness, he hasn't been that close to.
Yeah, no,
ever
and then
before.
with Django,
He
like
just
going
kept trying to
in
pay
on
everybody
the
off. He was like, "I'll give
slaves,
you money for that slave and solve this."
Yeah, he was like, "I'll reimburse you."
And then Django,
He's like,
being
"No,
the
you
hard
won't."
ass slaver,
Yeah,
is
he's like,
like,
"No,
"You're
you
not going to
won't."
waste your fucking money." And
Just
it just put people off.
tired of
on their
seeing you
heels.
toying with
Yeah,
them.
that's it.
It puts people on their heels too for Django's slaver to be over talking this white man that he
Yeah.
works with and everyone else, and being like, "Y'all are fucking stupid,
Yeah.
and y'all ain't shit."
Yeah.
And it's dark.
And
It's
then
dark.
real quick after he tells him, we've ridden 5 hours to see your stock, you know what I mean? Let's do this. Those fucking steampunk ass glasses that he throws on. The Juicy J sunglasses that Django puts on.
They're very Wild Wild West as well.
Yes.
He makes
Boom,
his
Will
look,
Smith.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Subtle
Yes.
little ollie,
Absolutely.
but yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, and then
Yeah.
and we have gotten to where Dr. King meets Broomhilda, and they have a private conversation.
They
correct?
get to the house. They get to the house.
One of the things that I really like about this scene is so when Dr. King first meets Broomhilda alone in his room, he does subtle things to put her at ease, like he makes the bed and puts on his overcoat, indicating that he has no intention of taking advantage of her sexually. And also then he holds the water out for her to come and grab it, doesn't like force it upon her. But
right.
he lets the glass kind of fall into her hand in such a. It's very good filmmaking too, to like show that he's like, I'm not in control of.
Yeah.
You're in control.
Yeah.
Of what's happening going forward here.
Right. Absolutely.
Which, of course, she then proceeds to drop the glass.
The
when
beautiful little spill
the
and
side
drop.
faint into the
You silver tongue.
Hey there, troublemaker. And Django just looks so beautiful when he comes
I
into
smile
that
every time.
scene.
Yeah.
I smile
Oh
every
yeah,
time.
it's
I do.
one of those chills-giving moments because what have they been through apart? But they had
Right.
already been through
Right,
together,
yeah.
but then to get to where you don't ever think you're going to see this
Yeah.
person again, like
Right.
And she'd been in the box before.
Right.
Like we kind of
Oh,
jumped
we
over
did
that
jump
a
over
little
that
bit.
part.
But
She was
she'd
in the
been in the
hot
box.
Yeah.
Right before that, which I was watching a bit
Yeah.
of this with a friend of mine outside of the crew here, and they didn't know what the box was. And I was like, it's America's prototype of what we get in incarceration, where you get people put in a holding cell where they're completely alone and isolated. Yeah. But it was also out in the middle of a field and everything. And I was talking with Trevor about this when we watched it. I was like, that means that they had to go to a metallurgist and like get someone to put this box
To build this,
together.
like that's how fucked up these people.
They spent money. It's an industry.
Yes.
Like people profited off
Yes.
of this thing. It was a structural part. You got to think there are people in these going out to the plantations to have their weddings and stuff. 'Cause a lot of these plantations
That's what
do
I'm
still
saying.
exist. I wonder if
Like,
the boxes are
anybody
still
li-
there. I
anybody
wonder if the
listening-
boxes are still
Yeah,
there.
That's a
anybody
good question.
listening and watching, tell me the film where you seen a hot box.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like
It's an
Tarantino brought
unaddressed
like a lot
thing.
of stuff like that. A lot of people that have, studied up on slavery and everything. Like, I know about this shit because I'm just really deep into black history like that. And then the treatment of black people in those times
Yeah.
and, the fucked up shit that black people went through and everything. So like, I'm familiar with it, but the average Joe, black people included, have no fucking clue about these types of things that's going on.
And I think that that's
Back in
by
slavery.
design. It's by design the way that American education like occludes that stuff. But also, I think that there's nothing we can't ignore that. Like that level of ignorance is bliss,
Yeah.
where people don't want to dive into that. They don't want to know that stuff.
but not
they don't
even
want to
just-
believe that this is even close to
We
true.
know the education is bullshit. They're not going to teach it. But I'm saying, like, even in cinema, like how people are just afraid to touch some
Oh
things.
yeah, Hollywood doesn't want to make it.
You know what I mean? Like
kind
we
of
don't
needed a
want to depict
Tarantino
this country as that, but like it's all part of the machine. And so that's another one of the things that I really appreciated about this movie is like Tarantino took the gloves off.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I can dig it. And I'm telling you right now, I can guarantee it without having talked to a soul that was oblivious to the fact, but I can guarantee there was a lot of people that learned some shit that they had no prior knowledge of
Yeah,
from watching this movie.
for sure.
You know what I mean? So yeah. But Hildy's in a hot box. They pull her up out the hot box, get her, it's all part of the thing to have, a companion for Dr. Schultz to talk to, someone that can speak German to him and everything. So she's saved from the hot box, and taken into the house, and
Well, and it's kind of wild too how the first we meet Kerry Washington's character of Broomhilda in real time, that's not a flashback or a memory, is her in the hot box.
In the hot box.
It's
Being
all
splashed
been
water on
flashbacks or
And
just
how
Django's dream
awful
sequences.
would it be to be on hot metal and have water thrown on you?
Oh yeah. Oh,
To
it will make your
intensify-
skin burn.
oh,
up.
my goodness.
It's interesting because Django talks about how beautiful she is.
Yeah.
To the point that like she would be in the house, and then now she would be. There's a subtle thing where we saw some education from Schultz to Django when he's showing him how to read.
Yeah.
To read the thing, or he's telling him the words. Are you sure? Are you positive? What does he say? Yeah. So he's like, I don't know what that means, but
I'm positive he did.
I'm positive he did. And we get to see a little bit of the reverse of that when Django is kind of quickly educating Schultz as to what the hierarchy of
Yeah.
beauty and scarification and stuff is, and
Yeah.
how that'll put you in the house.
When she got the branding on her face, they goddamned her. That's what he said.
They goddamned her.
Yeah.
And Schultz didn't even understand that right away. But then when we do get to see her, she is still beautiful, even with the scars. Like she would be
art.
with or without. It's intense.
It's very intense. It's very intense.
But I do like how they kind of push along here.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. They do. So they're invited in for dinner, but we touched on it, and I don't want to just ride over this. It is very weird, the relationship he has with his sister.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that, and we kind of
There's,
moved on. Like it's
more than kissing cousins.
Oh,
it is.
yeah.
And here's a weird thing.
And he was too excited to see her. I love my
Thrilled.
sister.
Yeah.
I love my sister to death.
Yeah.
Okay, I got 3 brothers and a younger sister. She's the baby of us all. We love her to death. I will never have that reaction.
Good, and it's very healthy for you. It's good that you don't do that. I'll say this: people talk about the South like,
how long was he gone? He's like, where's my sister? Like this craziness.
They talk about like
they was fucking,
and here's why I know that they were fucking, Ed. Here's why I know
it was fucking,
because there's a part of culture that doesn't get addressed. The South and these people, they're interbreeding and stuff. Of course, they're fucking their families. That's the same thing that royals do. And that's eugenics. Like, it's about these good genes fucking and making good babies.
Well, and also keeping money capital within the family.
Right.
And
keep it in the family. No, that's real.
It's real.
Absolutely
It's
real.
It's real time. You can get a bunch of goober-faced, club-footed kids that are, I don't know.
Sometimes
The hills
it
have
just ends
eyes.
up in a Kennedy, like a recent Kennedy that we're having to deal with today. Sometimes fucked up babies come out of this stuff. Don't fuck your family, folks.
Don't do that.
Don't fuck your family.
I highly,
Highly
recommend that you don't do that. All right, but during dinner, Candy's staunchly loyal house slave Stephen becomes suspicious.
Snowball.
Deducing that Django and Broomhilda know each other and that the sale of the Mandingo fighter is just a misdirection. Stephen alerts and privately admonishes Candy on his greed. Candy is humiliated at being fooled by a black man, but he contains his anger long enough to theoretically display his knowledge of phrenology, which he uses to justify white superiority and black inferiority. Candy's bodyguard suddenly bursts into the room with his shotgun trained on the 2 bounty hunters and Candy fiercely threatening to kill Broomhilda. He extorts Schultz for the complete bid amount. He taunts him by demanding a formal handshake to finalize the deal before he leaves. Tired of his ignorance, Schultz fatally shoots Candy with a concealed derringer, and his henchman kills him in turn. Django grabs a revolver and after a violent shootout is forced to surrender when Broomhilda is taken hostage at gunpoint. I'm going to go ahead and get this second one out.
Yep.
The next morning, Stephen tells Django that he will be sold to a mine where he will labor for the rest of his life. En route to the mine, Django proves to his dim-witted Australian escorts that he is a bounty hunter by showing them the handbill from his first kill. He convinces them that there is a large bounty for outlaws who are hiding at Candyland and promises that they could receive most of the money. The escorts release him and give him a pistol, and he kills them before stealing a horse and leaving for Candyland. So that's a lot.
That's a lot, but it also takes us
yes.
through like the
Absolutely.
critical things that are happening up into the absolute climax of the film.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad you pushed through multiple ones of those there.
Because they're in the house, they're at dinner. Okay, this is where it's all like, they're talking about the Black Hercules and all of this stuff. And, what was his name? Eskimo Joe.
He was probably cold one time.
Yeah, like who knows? His name is Joe, and he
Just
probably
so
was
condescending, bullshit ass
hilarious.
Because they don't know anything.
I cracked up at that shit. I cracked up at that shit. That shit's hilarious.
But we
He's
do
like,
have.
who knows how these niggas get their name? Maybe his name is Joe, and one day he was cold. Like that shit's hilarious. Eskimo Joe. That's probably exactly how he got the name.
Stupid.
That shit's hilarious.
And that phrenology stuff, too.
It's stupid, but it's hilarious.
Okay, so
But
then,
they actually believe that. But yeah, go ahead,
well,
Trevor.
I
Yeah,
mean,
go
so
ahead.
regardless, so we've got we've got Calvin Candy, who is this poser to begin with, of where he wants to be referred to as Monsieur Candy, but he doesn't understand fucking French. He's doing different things with his fingers when he's pointing out various things, but I do like this 3 when he's talking about all 3 of his fighters are excellent fighters. There's kind of this something that's almost played with in Inglourious Bastards 3 years before, where Michael Fassbender holds up 3 like this when he should hold up 3 the German way, which would be with the thumb and the 2 first fingers.
Yes. And like the American, like, okay, so when y'all count, are you starting with pointer finger?
Pointer.
Okay. And then the German starts thumb, right? Is that right? And then what we get from DiCaprio's character is pinky first, right? He like starts with his pinky and starts counting from there. That's who does that?
I've seen it, but it's not common.
I mean, it reminds me of something. I'm having like a weird mental flashback to a weirdness that my dad does. He has very long fingers, kind of like even longer than my hands, but he would point with his middle finger all the time. I don't know why. Like he would never flip anyone off. That's not my dad's soul. Like he's not that kind of person, but he would point with his middle finger all the time. I don't know where that fucking comes from.
I know.
Maybe he's German.
I've seen people point with the pinky and they mean fucking business.
I do that. I do that. I definitely point with, but yes,
bite
it's
that bottom lip
because it's also like a hold moment. It's like I'm being very serious. And as a person with sharp nails, like I love to have my nails long and shiny and sparkly.
Remember that if somebody hits you with the pinky point, like just hear them out, just de-escalate.
And they may or may not be.
My pinky's just pointed out when I'm drinking a fancy Polynesian pearl diver or something of that sort.
There you go.
This dinner scene, though, just has this tremendous escalating tension because for a while it looks like this plan's going to work. And then Steven kind of gets suspicious. And then I believe, Casey, this was even something you pointed out. It was when it was showing the scars on Hildy's back. There was something that you wanted to point out about that. But that was also kind of where, at least to me, that's where it looked like Steven could see reactions that had confirmed his idea of that Django and Broomhilda knew each other, and that's the whole scheme was about Broomhilda to begin with.
Yeah. I think what was kind of standing out to me is with all the whips marks on their backs and stuff, it's shown very, very honestly. I think that there's no way that we could ever, unless we look at the photos that exist from slavery, see how actually bad it was and everything. But what it also kind of had me thinking about is just all this whipping that happens in this film. I feel like a lot of that has trickled down in American society, especially in black families, of all this whipping being somewhat normalized. And that's what they're doing in this room is like showing off their back. There's normalizing them
to back
and
it
quoting
up.
scripture like they end
Spirit
up doing.
of rod, hate the child, and all of that shit. Yeah.
Well, and it also shows this level of because we also have the phrenology in this part. There's this whole thing that was thought of about how black people are stronger than white people, built for slavery and stuff like that, that the scarring that they can handle and all that stuff. And there were also doctors, just like there were ones using skulls, there were doctors that were literally flaying off black skin to try to figure out how is it thicker and deeper and what does that mean, especially specifically with black women.
Yes, and was using it to make shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, so just like I said, like, so anytime somebody wants to bring up African slavery or any other type of slavery, like, it just was not on this, like, it was on a totally different level. Totally different level.
And Phrenology may be a fantastic album by The Roots, but it is a horrific pseudoscience perpetuated by colonialist bullshit. So Reel Poppycock can once again say, fuck colonialism.
Yeah. But I will say, that is a dope ass Roots album.
Yeah, man. It's they have Katie's character
is on that album.
There's a great song with Mos Def. There's some great stuff with Quali.
That's one of my favorite riffs. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's
Yes.
a very good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now I know the album.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah,
phrenology. But
Dude,
yeah,
and Candy's character is perfect in this because that's what those kind of people were using. They were using all this education, and they're idiots using a pseudoscience, but it makes them feel like it's smart because it's based on this stuff that we're literally using to build America. Like, why wouldn't?
Well, and
I
it
feel like a
reinforces
fucking
their
smart-
own deluded notions of superiority.
absolutely.
Through
Absolutely does.
And the ownership level of it, that I even own your bones. Like, this is the band
Old
that
Ben.
raised
He
my
had old
dad
Ben's skull.
and raised me. This is old Ben, and to smash it so disgustingly and just
Just cut off the back to show them the dimples in the back of the
which
skull.
mean nothing. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll throw this out here too. There's, as a non-binary person in the trans community, there's this thing that trans hating people, TERFs, like to use against us and be like, oh, well, they'll dig up your bones and people will still be able to tell your gender. That's not true. That's actually not how science works. Bones don't tell you things like someone, perhaps the hips of someone can show you that whether they gave birth or not.
Yeah.
That's something that can exist. But no, that's not the
Yeah.
way. They sound like fucking phrenological idiots.
What I can say though is Leo absolutely killed this scene.
Yeah, we've got the
You know,
famous
dirty.
incident
For what it
with
was, yeah.
smashing the glass
Yeah.
and his
Cutting
hand
his
actually
hand.
being bloody. Now, when Casey and I were watching it, I believe Casey thought there was going to be a cut between. It wasn't his actual blood he was rubbing on Kerry Washington's
Couldn't be.
face.
Like
There's
you,
at least
you start
one-
getting into disease stuff like concerns and things.
That's
like
an insurance
but it's
nightmare.
shot
Yeah.
in such a way that like it
do it
seems
well.
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
pretty concurrently
Yeah.
one after the other.
Yep, that's
Absolutely.
very- yeah.
Did you
'Cause-
notice when he throws the hammer, like it damn near destroys Waltz's hands? Go back and watch
he
it.
slams it on the table
yeah.
and then
Well,
throws
yeah,
it in
when
front.
he
It's
throws
like
it,
sold
yeah, he
and-
has to pull the hands back quick, and I know that he did not see that. Like that was pure reactionary.
He's just playing the character in the scenes. Yeah.
And it's like damn.
I mean,
You know?
I'll take that over them smashing a guitar. Historical guitar.
A very very expensive guitar. But that's I guess that's Tarantino wanting, to be as accurate with the time and what was out as possible. Like you could definitely make a replica and like you do not have to smash
Have a
this.
$250,000 prop
Don't have to
on
do that.
Hateful
Who's
Eight.
going to know the difference? And what a wonderful story it
Daisy
would have been
Domergue.
to just say we bought the best replica that we could.
Who the fuck is Daisy Domergue? I mean, Goggins killed that shit. Who the fuck is
But
Daisy?
then
Love you,
the
Goggins.
the gunfight that occurs after
yes,
after Candy gets shot by Dr. King,
Yeah.
couldn't resist,
Couldn't resist.
and then Django grabs. Is it Butch? Yeah, it's got to be
It's
Butch.
Yeah, it's Butch's
Grabs
gun.
Butch's
and
gun,
he shoots
lights him up.
So
Yeah.
fast. It's so fast.
Then
I
he shoots
love
the
it.
lawyer.
Right in the back, right in front. Yep.
And then he jumps out the room using the lawyer as a
And
springboard to
just-
shoot the guys that are outside
Yep.
the room.
It gets so visceral in
Yeah.
its bloodiness, but it's also just so badass. And some of what we've been talking about, what builds up this sense of revenge, then becomes this like cathartic outlet for an audience that's seen what this character has gone through, and they are just lighting this motherfucker up.
Right.
It's beautiful.
But it's also kind of a false climax
Yeah.
insofar as
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
we've got Broomhilda who's been taken captive, and
Yeah.
Django has to give up to save her. And then we meet
Yeah.
these Australians that we've talked about.
Yeah.
And I love how he outsmarts them in multiple different ways.
Right.
Also, just Casey mentioned this, but picking up the Australian accent and then starting to use mate
Yeah, he starts saying
himself,
mate.
like he's
'Cause
endearing
Django's smart.
himself to them by using their language.
he knows how to talk.
Oh, they're
how other people
they're
talk.
they're loving him.
And here's the thing that I love about that.
especially when like they go and talk to the slaves and they confirm that
Did he ride
they're
in on a
not
horse?
Yeah, like
Yes,
yes,
he
he
did.
did. He's like, what were they doing there? Like they're bounty hunters. Like that was all they needed to hear. Like, hey, this
And they were
this
like,
could
this
be
is money.
big.
We
Yeah,
need to
this
do
could
it.
be big. Let's do this.
Because Django's so smart, he learns so quick. He can talk like other people talk. And here's the thing: I think that talking like other people talks, we don't get to see it in this film, but a thing that happened often during the slave trade, as soon as they're on ships, it's splitting up cultures that speak different ways, so they can't communicate.
Right.
Django seems to be one of those people. Like, I think, an autodidact is, I think, the term for it, where you can just pick up on languages and learn languages and speak to other people. He also learns how to speak like a con artist, like Schultz did, where he's like, money's the motivator. Okay, so we start there.
Yep.
Tell them the bit of the truth that they need to have.
Right.
Tell them a little bit of fantasy that we can bring them in on it, that they're going to get on this money too.
Right.
And play it up straight. Like, don't act like you're trying to impress them any more than what truth you have to get out. And then kill those motherfuckers.
Speaking of money, I gotta call Poppycock. We gotta call Poppycock where Poppycocks need to be called, and I gotta call Poppycock on the money exchange when Schultz and Django are at the table, and he's like, "Can I take my wallet? Can I remove my billfold?" And then Steven goes in and he counts out $12,000 out of his wallet.
Yeah. That was interesting.
It wasn't even 12 bills.
Yeah, I'm like, what denomination of money are we talking here?
We
like,
had different money.
Yeah,
back
I know
then.
it, but I gotta call somebody.
Yeah,
He's
no,
like,
it
he's
wasn't
like, that's
12
12.
bills.
That's 12.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's a good call out. I
can
kind of
Steven
forgot.
count? Because I don't think that's $12,000.
That's fine.
But yeah, I had to call that out. Like every time I look at that, I'm like, yeah, that's not $12,000. I don't care what year it is.
Yeah.
Well, and we did quickly gloss over the Django being hung upside down and Billy Crash about to be basically doing the snip part of the, what was it, strip and snip that Big Daddy was talking about?
Snip and clip, that guy boom. I said, no.
And it was
Billy Crash was wanting to cut his manhood off.
right. And it was right at the very last second that it was decided that sending Django to the LeQuint Dickey Mining Company would be a much longer and thus harsher and more intense punishment.
I tell you what, y'all go back and watch it again. I don't know how you missed this motherfucker in the scene, but when he's hanging out upside down, he's definitely hanging brain. Like, ain't that what you like to call it, hanging?
I called it hanging brain. Yeah.
No, dick's hanging. the dick is
So
definitely
when I'm
hanging.
just watching the DVD version and not Blu-ray, I don't know if I'm getting the full.
I just remember
I
being
get the
in the
brain effect.
theater and ladies was like, oh my God.
That's wonderful.
But yeah,
But,
Django grabs the dynamite and the guns from the Australians and
rides
off.
back off to Candyland while they're out burying Calvin. He's taking up, one of Calvin's suits
yes.
and whatnot. Just waiting for him to return. And it's a thing of beauty. Like, he just handles everybody. And what I thought was funny is they find out he's in there because he starts singing the Sweet By and By song too, like all out of key and stuff. Jamie Foxx is this fucking like
Great
just
singer
insane
and,
vocalist. Yeah, in the Sweet By and By, oh, and that's how they know he's there. And like he just like one by one, he just every single one of them including Laura. It says, it's Say Bye to Miss Laura.
Oh yeah, I loved that.
Blows
part.
her away. Yeah,
And then let those two women leave.
Let them leave.
Y'all need to
Cora,
get out of here.
who was also Minnie from Minnie's Haberdashery.
Good call out.
Yeah, no, that's her.
Good call out.
That is Minnie from Minnie's Haberdashery in A Hateful Eight. But the way she takes the fuck off out that house is pure laughs.
Oh, she was way ahead of Sheba when they were running past
She was out of
Brunhilde
there.
on the
Like,
horse.
you ain't got to tell me twice. I do wonder where they ended up as enslaved women. You know what I mean? and
Yeah,
what
there's a
ended up-
lot of that in this.
And I know it's a movie, and I'm like, why
here's-
even think? But
here's
it
what I'll
does
say.
make you wonder how they end up.
Here's what I say, Ed.
Did she get away, and did she go open up Minnie's Habitat? No, I'm just,
I mean, if she would have gotten up to Wyoming 20, 30 years later, that would match up
A
timeline.
long route there. Here's what I like. Here's what I like to imagine happened after they
Okay.
blew up they killed all
Yeah.
those white folks and blew
Yeah.
everything up. The black people that were on that plantation built their own lives up on that plantation and just
In Chickasaw
Live.
County?
just lived for a while and then got their way out of there. Because who's coming out to the plantations all the time and stuff like that?
That's
People to pick
true.
up product and whatnot. They might want to meet with the family, but like if you just shut all that stuff down, or when those people show up, just
somebody gets
hide off.
suspicious at some point
At
because
some point.
everybody's dead.
'Cause there's a bunch of money.
everybody.
There's
no
a bunch of
Billy
money that's not
Crash,
getting
There's no
paid.
Stone Cipher. There's no, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Oh, and real quick, what was up with the lady in the mask with the axe?
That was the Zoe Bell character who was the stunt double for Uma Thurman in Kill
I
Bill,
know who
and then
Zoe
also
Bell
Death
is.
Proof.
Yeah, I know who
and-
Zoe
yeah.
Bell is, but
What was her
up-
character in
Yeah.
the movie?
I don't know what that was. I feel like there's something on the
There's
cutting room
got to
floor.
be. Yeah,
Yes.
there's got to
Right,
be
right, right.
something else.
I think
to
that was one of those
character.
trivia bits where there was a bit more fleshed out for her character,
Yeah.
and it did not make the movie. Just like there was a whole nother character who was going to be a litany of actors, one of them being Kurt Russell, and that character was eliminated, and pieces of that were incorporated into Billy Crash.
Okay.
And so
okay.
when you already have a 2 hour and 45-minute
Yeah.
long movie,
Yeah. Okay.
sometimes you just make those
Okay.
adjustments.
Speaking of 2 hours and 45 minutes,
Yeah.
Right,
going
but
pretty
we're
long here.
We're
This
pretty
is,
much at the.
We're here.
do we think we want to start rounding it up?
Well,
Hey,
before we do
getting there?
that,
Before
we
we
do have to
round up.
mention about the Tupac and James Brown song,
Yes.
which
How could I
was
forget?
super dope and might be a nice transition into our games to finish the episode
Yes.
out.
You know what? That sounds like a good idea. Let's hear a little interlude from two beautiful, wonderful men.
Only wish to breed, I explode into a million seeds. Y'all remember me, legendary, live eternally. Bury me in pieces cause they fear reincarnation. Screaming peace cause they fear when my squad face them. Take them to places, take the face, then erase them and break them all.
So that is Tupac and
James Brown.
James Brown
Yeah,
mixing the Payback and Untouchable, because there's
Yeah.
some Untouchable, Unchained, Django.
Payback.
And this motherfucker
Yeah,
getting
some
payback.
fucking untouchable Django payback.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that we've come to a spot in the pod where we pull out a little game.
Yeah.
Whip it out for us.
And
Well
sometimes we do a certain game called Dreamcast, and this film does not, in our opinion, lend itself to that.
No way we're
can't
recasting
recast
this.
anybody in this. Everybody did fucking fantastic. So we're gonna play a little game today called Who Said It? Yeah, that's one of our favorites. And you know what we do is we just pull out different quotes for the movie, and we gotta guess who said it.
And a couple we've probably said over the course of the analysis of the movie, but I think I got a couple that were not. There's there's a movie that we covered way back in season 1. And I'm
Okay.
going to say this quote, and I'm curious, especially Ed, if you remember
Okay.
what other movie I'd be thinking of.
Okay.
But when Billy Crash, to me, kind of reminds me of when Doc Holliday's like, Johnny Tyler.
Oh yeah, Johnny Tyler.
Yeah, I would give you that.
absolutely.
Yeah,
I give
that's
you
a
that
Billy Crash,
all day.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
great.
give you that.
Now, where were we? Oh, that's right. The last time I saw you, you had your hands around my boom.
Django says that
Yeah.
to Billy Crash
Yep.
It's Django
right
to
before
Billy.
he shoots him in the dick.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
good one.
This
a good
movie's
one.
very cathartic. Okay.
So
I've got one real quick one here.
Yeah,
I'll just
we're
throw
just
this
round
out.
robin and
Big Daddy.
I don't know her name. Patina, that's her name.
I think that
That's
is
her
something
name,
like that. Yeah.
Patina.
Yeah.
Patina Sugar. Yeah. Take him and show him all the pretty stuff. Yeah, Patina.
You want me to treat him like he's white people?
No, that's not what I said. Said, then I don't know what you want, Big Daddy. Like, yeah, I can see that. Said, treat him. What's the name of the Peckerwood boy? Mama work over at the lumberyard. Jerry, yeah, Jerry. Treat him like you would Jerry. No, that's good shit.
Yeah.
That's good shit.
You do a tremendous Big Daddy, Ed. I'm loving that.
That's not what I said.
No, it's not.
That's a good one.
It
That's
does such a good
one.
job of just showing how stupid this hierarchical society is that they're even trying to craft.
Right.
It's just so
Right.
stupid.
Okay, who said it? Gentlemen, you had my curiosity. Now you have my attention.
That's Calvin
Calvin
Candy.
That
Candy.
is Calvin Candy.
Yeah, Monsieur Candy.
All right, I got one.
All right.
I'm not a bad guy. I'm just doing my job. Blueberry, didn't I give you my last apple?
That's Dickie's dumb.
Yeah, that is the other brother, Speck.
Yeah, Dickie Speck.
Blueberry.
But here's the thing. That's the audacity.
Right.
They think
Didn't
that's
I
good.
give you my last apple?
He's calling a
Like
grown
that's
man Blueberry.
okay.
He's also calling a grown man Blueberry. Like, I'm nice to you. I call you the name
I
of...
got you
Giving
chained
an
up,
apple
walking you
excuses
across
all the
several
things
states.
that- yeah.
Yes. Didn't I give you my last apple? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Okay.
All right, what else y'all got?
Let's see. I gotta look these up.
Oh, I got one. I got
Here
a quick
you go.
one. Okay, go.
I got.
Yep.
Who? This nigga up on this nag.
That's Sam, right? You're Sam?
Steven.
That's
Yeah.
Steven. Snowball.
Snow.
I like to call him.
Now, I may actually want to hear Casey say this after I say this, but
Okay.
all right. So now, gentlemen, if you join me in the parlor, we will be serving white cake.
White cake.
That would be Calvin Candy.
That's Calvin's dumbass. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, man.
White cake.
Oh, wait, I had one. Now I lost it. Oh, it's right there in my brain.
That's that
I'm gonna
Stewie.
pull it out.
It does have the
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Ooh, okay. Okay, who says this one? It's almost like he's a slave.
Oh, Django.
Yeah.
Saying that to the lawyer. It's
Leah.
almost like use a nigga is the
That's what it
actual,
is. Yeah, that's
yes.
what it is.
But yes, that's
It's almost like-
what's the lawyer's name?
Because he's like, oh, I was born.
I
He
know
says
it's
refer
Leo,
to me
but-
as
Leo.
Leo. It's dull. Disarm.
Something like I got you. I might have to
Leo
look that
Dolomite.
Yeah.
It's a little known reference.
Well, and
Leo
we mentioned D'Artagnan.
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 So we've also got the realization that Alexander Dumas was black. Is black. No, thank you. Is black.
Is.
Oh, right.
Because
Is
of the
still
time
alive?
in 1858, 9?
Oh, not now. Okay,
right, but
sorry.
from when the quote was, yeah.
Sorry, it's been a long day.
Okay.
That's the bulk of the ones that I've got there.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. It definitely is. I'm sitting here trying to find the fucking lawyer on IMDb, and I am not having success doing it.
Lawyer, where is he?
Oh,
There's
Mr.
Big
Mogi.
John, bro.
Mr. Mogi.
that's
That's what I
right.
was like.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Played by Dennis Christopher.
Dennis
Leonid
Christopher.
Mogi. So one can almost say I was raised to be cowboy. He's like, one can almost say use a nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
I
like,
think
what
that's-
did you say?
I think it's a great way
I'm like,
to
what
wrap
the fuck
up.
was Mogi gonna do? What is he gonna do, Mogi? Shut your ass up. You
Good
heard
way
me.
to
You
wrap
heard what he
up the
said.
Who Said It. and
Absolutely.
fuck yeah.
It's fun,
Those
like
are
a
the
fun,
things-
quick little Who Said It, you know. Oh, yeah, so it's officially that time. All right. It is time to round up our first film of season 3. KC.
Woo, round them up. Hang them. Get them dogs.
Do you want to explain to new listeners what the Poppycock
Hello,
Round-Up is.
new listeners.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking with us towards the end here. The Poppycock Roundup is where we rate these films that we loves and hates from 0. Actually, no, we left the zeros out. We decided zero is not a number. We're not going to give it that respect. We go from 1 to 5
Yes.
in a rating system where we score how much poppycock is in this fucking film. That doesn't mean it's a bad film.
No, not at all.
It just means there's a whole lot of poppycock
Might just be
worth
a lot
pointing
of
out in
yeah.
this thing. And I'll say the rating system is golf, not bowling. We go low
Yeah.
when we go high.
That's right. You know, so what that means is the lower the rating, the least amount of poppycock. You know, there's not as much poppycock in it. The higher the rating, the more poppycock that's in a film.
And we can
sometimes that's
remind,
good.
yep,
You know?
sometimes
That's great.
It's
high
just
poppycock
what it
can be a
is.
film that's still highly entertaining, like a Point Break or something
I'm going
like that.
to refer to episode 9, season 1 on Die Hard.
Of course.
One of Trevor's favorite movies ever made. And to be truthful, one of my I fucks with Die Hard heavy.
Full of poppycock.
Full of poppycock.
Why did they show us that man's feet?
You know,
Why did they show that man's feet?
So
It was a wannabe
that's
Tarantino foot shot.
prime example. That is a prime example of a fantastic movie
Okay.
that you just love to death. That is riddled with poppycock. You know, it gets a higher score.
Yeah.
And then there's movies like Shawshank Redemption. That's just like
pretty
got
pretty
very,
low.
very
Yeah.
little, and they get lower ratings.
I'll say this.
Yes.
This I'm going to be super quick with my rating on
Okay,
this
go
one.
for it.
Oh,
Because-
All right.
I was hoping to pop off, but please.
Oh, I'll let
round
you
'em
pop
up.
off because there's not much more that I could possibly say
No.
that I haven't already let go in this film. I love talking with y'all about these films because we can just spiral and go in all directions and come up with new things. It's a film that I would say it's worth seeing. It's hard to say that you enjoy film, I think, if you don't at least watch it. Like it as your own, love it as you want.
Yeah.
I'm calling it a 1.
There you go.
I'm calling it a 1. I'm going to try to not just do 1s all the time this season, but it's just such a banger. I just,
It's a Tarantino film.
it's a Tarantino. I was almost tempted to give it a 2 just because of the 2 guns that come into play when Samson says,
Oh, that's a great line.
yeah. Do you have that one written down there, Trevor?
Oh, I
Do we
don't
have it?
because
Count
there
6
are
bullets, nigga.
Yeah.
I count 2 guns, nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the quotes you're looking for.
I would have gave it a 2 just for that, but I'm giving this a 1.
Yeah, good,
Yeah.
good.
Thank
good
you.
Stuff.
Good season
Thank you,
1.
Casey.
You want to pop off?
I do.
Pop
I do.
off.
Django Unchained is an awesome tale of revenge and love. Really also friendship as well. But there's certain power dynamics that, regardless. It also depicts events that United States residents need to come to terms with because this country's history and wealth was created upon the backs of people who had zero choice when coming to this country, had zero freedom when they arrived, received zero pay for their backbreaking work, never received the reparations they were promised, and are still often treated as second-class citizens to this current day. Systemic racism certainly is more insidious and deeply embedded than I just mentioned, but being reminded of the horrific nature of the USA's history while also being entertained by a revisionist history revenge tale where some of those who've been exploited obtain the much-deserved vengeance they so desire adds up to an excellent way to tackle a brutal and shameful subject. The action is awesome. The acting is top-notch. The cinematography and settings are often sublimely serene. There is some humor mixed in with all the brutality, and we get to see a plantation blown up, which I will say burn them all down to this current day. Fuck making tourism money off of that shit, you fucking assholes. Not always an easy watch because of the trauma inflicted upon black bodies and minds, but still an important film and a masterpiece. I give Django a 1.0 on the Poppycock meter.
We got a number 1. We got another 1.
I'll say this about plantations that are still standing. If you are going to accurately convey what happened on them grounds when it was in full vigor,
Like a Holocaust museum type of
if
shit.
If you're going to be real about, everything, I don't mind you having that in profiting off of that if it's going to educate people who otherwise are willfully ignorant or just pure ignorant to exactly what went on.
Well, and then send the money to black families in the area, like, you know.
Well, there you go. That okay, absolutely.
We're solving things. Yeah.
I just wanted to say that, just in response, because I'm with you.
Do we think
Maybe
that's
everybody
what's really going on,
that
though?
one that burned down a couple months ago, and everybody was celebrating.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's nice to see.
Yeah. Because the ancestors light it up. You know what I mean? Burn this bitch down. So
I don't even like AI, but I will say a couple of those photos that I saw that were AI, it had the ancestors in the smoke.
In the
frames.
smoke, this shit's silly. Shit is silly.
I did
as
see
hell.
an airbrush T-shirt that somebody got made too
Shit
of
is
the
silly.
burning, and I was like, well, that's art.
Shit
That's
is
high
silly.
art. Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good example of Holocaust Museum. But I'm with you. Burn them down. All of that shit related to the fucking Confederacy and all that, and all the dumb
Stone Mountain, Georgia's
the
bullshit ass.
the
fucking-
stupid motherfuckers that it's our history and our heritage. I'm like, well, burn with it, motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Since
can
want
be
to
one-
take that
yeah,
step,
you can live-
go
yeah.
down with it. All right, so my roundup is going to be quick and simple. I think you already know which way I'm going to go, but I'll simply say this. This is my favorite movie by my favorite director. I'll give you one guess at how I'm going to rate this film.
Yeah, you just said it there already. How
So,
do we
one,
count?
one guess?
One,
Oh, yeah.
one guess. One guess.
You get
But if
one
we
guess.
point at Ed with just a pinky,
There we
that's not how I want to point at my friend Ed.
So, yes, it is a one for me. Favorite film by my favorite director.
Yep.
It is a one. And with that gives it a Poppycock rating of a 1. And that's how we're starting out season 3, folks.
Yeah.
That's how we're coming at you. We're coming at you with some bangers. And I want to let you know that we are going to continue discussing Tarantino films as it is Tarantino month for us here. Yes. I don't think we said that earlier, did we?
We talked about it being a
We
3-film
talked about-
unit, I
Did we?
think. We didn't
Okay.
necessarily go into huge detail.
Okay.
Well, maybe we were just saving it for this point.
Gotcha. Well, you made it this far. We're going to tell you so you come back and see the next one and that you come back and
That's how
listen
we
to the
do
next
it.
one. We are going to be talking about Tarantino's first big motion picture that he directed. We're going to be doing Reservoir Dogs.
I think we can even point at it. It's the far
There you go, for the
DVD
viewers might
near.
Dogs right
Yeah.
here. Reservoir Dogs.
We're not going to be covering all of these, but Reservoir Dogs will be
Yes.
coming up next, y'all.
Yes, Reservoir Dogs, and
Tell your
I
friends.
personally cannot wait to do it. Okay, yes, tell your friends
Yep.
and let everybody know. Go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Okay, we got video now. Go and subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Check it out. If you want to keep it old school, you know what I mean. And keep it kicking like kangaroos.
Yeah. Hey, let's be honest, y'all. Like, I don't.
Old school, these are with old school rules. Cats keep it kicking like kangaroos. I had to
That
say
really
it. I'm
took me.
sorry.
That took me to a place. That took me back to East Side Skates, man. I'm at the rink. Oh my gosh.
Shout out,
Isn't
okay.
Butch watching Captain Kangaroo in Pulp Fiction when he's a kid and like the
Yes.
fucking
Yes.
flashback scene?
Yes.
Yep, kangaroo.
Look, there you go. There's your tie. If you want to keep it kicking old school though, you can check us out on every platform that you can listen to a podcast. Continue to do that. Continue to tell friends, family, co-workers, loved ones, and strangers that you meet about the pod and how absolutely fantastic it is, because we think that it is.
Yeah, y'all.
So you tell your friends, all right? Y'all come back and y'all see us next week. Y'all come back, listen to us next week when we'll be discussing Reservoir Dogs. As usual, we was your host for the episode. I am Ed.
I was Trevor.
And I will still be KC.
And we will catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.
Bye.
Is Poppycock if I've ever heard it.
Dude.
Straight Poppycock.
I just want to drop a quick poppycock real quick, but poppycock.
Yeah.
That definitely
That is
Poppycock.
For tips?
Yeah, but during an alien invasion, please.
$2.13 an hour, and she's trying to pay taxes on that. That's Poppycock.
Poppycock. All the way, Poppycock.